it's a little dead meme. Fuck you, little bitch. You think you can fuck with me? What am I ring? Fuck you, little bitch. Hey, look, I hope it's real. Fuck you, little bitch. You think you can fuck with me? What am I ring? Fuck you, little bitch.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 69 of the Snark Tank podcast. We made it. We made it to the number. We made it to the sex number, which means, you know, what's the next one? The next one is 420. So we've got a while.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa, shit.
We've got a while.
You think we're going to make it? You're going to make it to 420?
One of us is definitely going to die before 420. That's a lot of... that's a lot of...
Absolutely.
400... That's
like 2 years. No, that's like 8 years.
That's definitely, yeah. That's quite a way
It's like
away.
8 years.
I'll put it into perspective.
Holy
it's
shit.
420 weeks. So,
It's like 8 years.
obviously minus the 69 that we've already done.
I think it'd be Derrick. Derrick would bite the dust between that time.
I feel like I'm not long for this world.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be you, Derrick, honestly.
Yeah. I disagree. I'm actually a pretty safe person. Unlike you. You're going to get... Someone's going to kill you.
I'm safe?
No, someone's going to kill
safe?
you.
What do you mean? What are you talking about, bro?
You know who's going to get you? You know who's going to get you? Joe Budden. Because Joe Budden's on a warpath right now.
Joe Budden is collapsing, bro, and I love it. It makes me so happy.
His podcast. That's exactly.
It makes me so happy. See,
I wasn't sure if you're aware or not, but yeah, his podcast imploded.
Wait. What happened with Joe Budden's podcast?
So what happened was Joe Budden, his podcast wasn't initially a Joe Budden podcast. He's a project he went into, like all of us went into Snark Tank. You know?
Right.
But what happened was Joe was being really shysty and not cool about stuff. He was hiding information about the sponsors and a ton of fuck shit. And then one of his homies came on there and asked him, was like, dude, what's up with that? You know, like, I'm not tripping on you. And he was like, and Joe, instead of Joe Budden admitting to his faults, he was just being a piece of shit. He was just being like a narcissistic asshole. And this one was like, all right, I got you. People were like, Joe, you suck dick. And it makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Because I hate that dude. I hate him.
So
he turned into he was a bona fide tyrant. Like, essentially, as soon as they left Spotify, because Joe Budden took, a shit deal on Spotify, and they weren't getting paid as nearly as much as the podcast was worth with the two other people, Rory and Mal.
Yeah.
And so, long story short, Joe Budden, without talking to his other partners, takes a Patreon deal, which they were all kind of like, okay, whatever, I guess. Things were all weird. He tried to make a network out of the podcast, the Joe Budden Network, which had two terrible other podcasts on there, which I never watched a single second or listened to a single second of the other ones. They were just fucking trash. Long story short, he went nuts, said everybody else has changed, and then, obviously he's the one.
Right,
He's the one. He's like, everybody sucks now. Everybody, fuck these niggas, man. Oh, they fucking Rory, you ginger, you ruined everything. And then Rory and Mal came out and did their own podcast, like for like an hour, just laying everything out. It's like, oh yeah, this dude's psycho. Like, I don't know what happened to him. And I knew Sweeny. I was like, oh man, Sweeny's fucking just over the moon about this shit.
Makes me feel good, man. Look, this all started from one simple thing. He said that Under Pressure was a bad album. That is so disrespectful. That is so disrespectful. It spawned from there. I'm not a petty person at all. Like, genuinely, I've never been petty. But how dare you? How dare you say Under Pressure is a bad album when you made Pump It Up? He made Pump It Up, and he had the nerve to say that an album that Logic put his heart and soul into was a bad album. Yo, fuck Joe Budden. I'm happy. Fuck his podcast. Fuck that dude. I hope his family's secure, though. But fuck Joe Budden, dude. Fuck that dude.
And that's why you're going to die first. Because Joe Budden will hear this. I learned recently. There's some guy, because I did some research and catching up on the whole situation, and like Joe Budden was responding to YouTubers making videos about him, like, yeah, I saw this dude's video, this shit's bullshit, and I'm like, well, this dude's watching shit, so people will probably send this to him, and then it'll be like,
God.
fuck that nigga Tom Sweeny, I'm gonna get his ass.
Look at my eyes. Look in my eyes. Fuck you, Joe Budden. Fuck you.
If there was ever a feud that I ever thought anything that I was a part of would get into, it was never in my wildest imaginations a feud with Joe Budden.
Joe Budden.
Joe Budden. The Snark Tank versus Joe Budden. We'd blow up though.
Well,
hey,
I don't know. Joe Budden's not super relevant, so I don't know if it would...
I mean, he's kind of on...
He's pretty hugely relevant, dog. He's just not relevant in our sphere.
Yeah, which
yeah. Well, we got to break into the hip hop sphere. We got to make fucking Snark Tank way more urban.
No fucking nobody who listens to hip hop podcasts on the regular is going to tune into this show wondering like, "Oh, I wonder what these guys think about Mass Effect."
Oh, bro, I'm really hip hop savvy.
It doesn't matter.
Sure, but it's never come on. We know you.
We can have a hip hop episode. We can have a hip hop episode.
We could have a hip hop episode, and that
hip hop week.
Hip hop week.
Give a hip hop month. We'd have Black History Month be a whole hip hop month. A whole hip hop month. We can do Spanish Heritage Month too, because Spanish Heritage hip hop as well. We can do all that, man.
Anyway,
yeah, let's not tank the podcast.
Damn it, man.
I had no idea.
Yeah, like, why is Chris not talking about his guitar solos?
Oh my god!
Fuck this podcast. And I'll be like, damn.
You interrupted me for that. That was what you interrupted me for. You shithead.
Hey man. Hey, it'd be like that.
Listen.
Fuck Joe Budden.
Yeah, fuck Joe Biden. Listen, that's what you said, right?
It's the president.
I mean, what's the difference?
Budden, not.
For a long time, I didn't know actually the difference. Like, I thought like people were trying to say Joe Biden. I was like, what is this? Like, this Budden? That's a name?
Of course.
I don't know. Anyway,
pump it up, fat. Pump it up.
Pump it up, fat. Dude.
Pump it up, fat.
Anyway, before we, first things first. Before we get into the meat of today's show, before we dive into all the zaniness that you're all accustomed to, I feel like I got to make a special note here. Huge congratulations to Zach Hadel and Michael Cusack, good friends of the show, on their show Smiling Friends, officially getting picked up by Adult Swim. According to Adult Swim, like 387 million people watched that pilot, which is
that's insane.
That is an insane number. That's fucking kooky.
That's kind of weird. Like it didn't even make sense to me. I was like that they're like, oh yeah, okay, we'll do it. Holy shit.
That is
a lot of fucking people.
So many.
That is such an insane.
That's so many.
I'm Googling this right now just to make sure I have this right. Just to put that into perspective, the Seinfeld finale had 76.3 million viewers. Granted, that's live, so it's a little different. I'm sure this is cumulative.
Yes, absolutely.
But still, dude, like, that is a fucking enormous amount of eyes.
That's an insane amount of numbers of people just watching that.
Yeah, and just, I don't know, man. It's just very cool that they finally got confirmation and they finally announced it. Super proud of those guys. I remember seeing small parts of that pilot before it actually aired, and I knew, like, immediately when I saw it, I was like, this is definitely going to get picked up. It's just a matter of, like, when will it happen, and I'm glad it finally did.
Yeah.
Talented dudes, man.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I love seeing that well-deserved shit, man. Like, I like, say, Michael, just way before I knew what he looked like.
Yeah.
Just like, I remember watching his shit at work with my homies. With just like, oh, this YOLO shit or whatever.
Yeah.
And then getting to meet Zach, and I was like, oh, this guy he's. You think when you meet somebody, you're like, okay, they're kind of what they might be a little bit different, but like he's exactly what I expected him to be with the type of content that he makes. And I was just like, dude, I get it.
Yeah.
And just huge congratulations. Two amazing minds coming together and making something that obviously just killed it.
Yeah, that whole team is just full of really good people. And it's just like, this is huge just for the internet, sure. I think. Like, this is, I mean, you've had like internet success. You had like, oh my God, what's her name? Lily Singh on like that late night show. And like in the past you had like Fred on iCarly or whatever, but this is like distinctly different. This is like proper, like, genuinely, like, really, like, superbly talented people actually getting something out into the wild that's just as good, if not better, than anything that they've made before. And that's just really fucking sick to see. Just really, really proud of those guys. Really just excited. I love seeing shit like this.
Fuck them niggas, man. I'm fucking supremely. I'm gonna be a huge hater from now on. I'm gonna tell everybody to fucking just drop a bunch of booze.
Drop a bunch of booze. Zach is the single. I've met a lot of funny people in my life. I've met Jake. I've met Gus. I've met Eddie. I met a bunch of people. There is no one quite like Zach.
Yeah.
There's no one quite like him.
Yeah, that's why he was the first episode of the show.
He is truly probably the funniest human being ever met in my life.
All right, well, let's calm down. Let's not suck everybody's dick too bad. All right.
I'm not sucking dick too bad. I'm being real. I don't give that joke to anybody. That's just crazy. It doesn't make sense.
Oh my god. But yeah, I had to mention that because that's just huge YouTube news.
For real.
But moving on, let's just jump into some of the topics here. I don't know if you guys read anything about this. I know Sweeny said he didn't. I don't know about Derrick. But there was a big UFO thing that happened over the last couple weeks, and like nobody paid attention to it because I think we're just really jaded. And the fact that this wasn't bigger news than it was is kind of astonishing, given how like secretive the government usually is about this kind of thing. There's just like, weather balloon. Whatever. They just had like a bunch of like high profile like ex-Navy and like ex-Navy pilots and like scientists and shit and government people like just talking openly about UFOs, and they were like, yeah, we can't explain these things. They move in ways that are beyond our comprehension. We saw them every single day for several years in Navy flight school, and it's just like, what?
You know what I think it is?
What?
First of all, I don't think like regular people are even paying attention to that at all. They're watching whatever the fuck, whatever they usually watch, like Friends or reruns or something. And then the people that are aware, they've been aware for a long time. So there's
I agree with Derrick. That's exactly
so they're
what
just
I was
kind of
say.
so they're just kind of like, yeah, sure, I know. Yeah, I fucking know.
You're probably right. It is in hindsight. Like, because I always believed in aliens. Like, that's like, that's just like an obvious. Like, to me, that's just like it's the universe is too big for there not to be other life out there. But like,
that's simple deductive reasoning. It's like, there's aliens. The fuck.
Sure.
But for me, the UFO thing, I was always like, I don't know. Why would they? Like, why would anything like that be here? Like, that seems a bit of a stretch. Even though I've seen them like 3 times. I've never spoken about it because I didn't want to seem like a psycho. But like, I've seen these things.
You seem like a psycho.
I'm not. I know for sure. But like, it's just, I don't know. It's just interesting to see like all these like even Obama was like, Obama.
What did he say?
Obama was talking.
Was Shaq, dude. So was Shaq.
Where do you think Where do you think Bo came from?
Bo's not from here. Bo's not of this world.
Bo's not dead. They gave him to the aliens to buy us another year.
They gave him back to the aliens.
Back.
He's like, I have to go now, Obama.
That is a huge implication.
Obama, I must leave. Even though he's an Obama, I must leave now, Obama.
For your safety. Needs me.
I don't know, man.
My planet needs me.
Some dude was calling it he's like, yeah, we consider it a security threat. And it's like, what? I mean, obviously, if something moves, what?
Yeah.
If you're saying a hunk of metal that just defies every law of physics that you've ever learned, and it's just moving independently and has no way of like telegraphing its intention to you other than just like zipping away from you in ways that completely like fuck with your brain. Probably, yeah, it's probably a little dangerous.
I'm so confused of like how they move. How does something move in a way we can't explain?
Because there's no...
Well, because of force, usually. Usually, like, G's and, like, moving fast and doing things that, like, you just can't fathom. Like, we don't have the type of technology that can just stop and then move in a different direction without there being, like, a bunch of G's.
I get that. But, like, how to explain it? I feel like along the third dimension, I've seen just about every form of movement.
No, you haven't.
No, that's along the fuck third. Are you talking about?
Along the third dimension of like, something going forward, then going backwards, and going upward, like moving along the space. I've seen roughly every movement.
What if you give me an example of you've seen something do something like
not
that?
Not in person, but I've seen those kind of motions, whether it be in film, whether it be in like cartoons or animation.
It's not real.
I understand that, but I wouldn't be freaked out by something. No. I'm like, that's crazy.
No. Hold on.
Oh, that's wild. I wouldn't be like.
I have a massive issue with this because there's a lot of things that we see in film that if we saw in real life, we'd be absolutely. Remember last year when that fucking was it Beirut when Beirut exploded and the clouds vanished like there was a Super Saiyan in the fucking building?
I get that.
That was mesmerizing.
A Super Saiyan. But you just referenced the Super Saiyan. It's like I get it. Like I'm not saying.
Is that not mesmerizing though?
That's wild, and I'd be like, whoa, that's crazy. I wouldn't be like factory reset because I saw something I can't believe.
So if you actually saw King Kong and fucking Godzilla fighting, you'd be like, whoa, I've seen it in the film.
I'd be like,
whatever.
What the fuck? I'd be exhilarated. I'd be like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? And I'd be freaking out, but I wouldn't be like, I wouldn't just stop. I wouldn't just pause. My brain wouldn't shatter. I wouldn't look up and be like, whoa.
Kingston, that's because brains don't shatter. It's not like no one's saying that you would actually like factory reset and become a baby again after you see something like that. Well, who said that? Who are you talking to?
It's just so wild, the idea of like something like, because I feel like I've imagined or just about seen every goddamn thing of like motion wise at least.
But I don't understand who you're addressing with, because
it's just wild that the people seeing that are like, it's kind of crazy to me that there are things out there that these people that work in these fields haven't seen yet or haven't even imagined yet. That's just kind of crazy.
It's totally different. That's different. They've probably imagined everything, but your imagination can do everything, right? But then when they obey the laws of physics, from what they know, what they understand what the laws of physics are, and then they see something and they're like, that shouldn't be able to happen, and then their quote unquote brains break, as you say, because
the game's all different now. The game's clearly different now. Clearly, they were playing fucking Pong, and these aliens are playing fucking Ocarina of Time on a fucking 64. It's a different game now.
Right, but these guys aren't. These guys aren't talking about like seeing something and then just being like completely like, oh, my brain is shattered. It's just like, oh, that is impossible. Based on everything that anybody on the planet or any country, that technology is eons ahead of anything that anybody else can build. That's dangerous and concerning because that has huge implications. We don't know the nature of this thing. We don't know the intention of it. We should be concerned about it. Is really literally all they're saying. They're not saying like, oh, I saw something and I never once imagined that something could move laterally and then backwards real quick. Obviously, they've imagined that. It's a different thing seeing it in person. Imagine if you saw a building hopscotch down the street. You'd be... I'm sure you can imagine that, but that would be like, jarring.
I think I'll go to sleep. I think that would just be like bedtime. I'd be like, oh, that's crazy. And I put my gear on, I'd go to sleep. I put my bedtime clothes on and go to sleep.
I just think it's amazing that like we're at we're just at that point where it's like, oh yeah, UFOs, yeah, they're real.
I have a vivid memory from 2006. I was hanging out with some friends. There was multiple people. It was probably 5 or 6 of us. We're hanging out in my friend's backyard, this dude Nick. And there were dots in the sky that looked like stars or possibly satellites, but they were doing things that, obviously stars, they're not fucking moving. And satellites, they're so damn far away, you can't notice them moving unless you stare for a very long time.
Yeah, they're pretty imperceptible.
They were doing dumb shit and patterns, and we were all looking at it. All of us were like, dude, what are those things? They're doing stuff, and they're far away, and it's moving as if it's like only 1,000 feet above us. It was moving quickly, and I'm like, okay, this is the type of shit that the fucking Navy and all these people, all these people that talk about all this shit, people that have gone on Joe Rogan's podcast, because there's like a bunch of them, and then they describe these things that I've worked with technology that things that it's producing its own energy, magnetic fields and stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to know about it. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too weird to think about these things because of how I understand. For a while, I was nerding out on like just physics and quantum mechanics and trying to understand the universe. And then at a certain point, you're like, what the fuck's the point? What's the point? What are you gonna do with this information?
That's what I felt about physics in like college. I was like, I took physics 1 and I was like, oh, this is cool, it's insightful, you know. I took physics in high school, took physics 1 and I was like, oh, this is cool. Then I was like, this is useless information. I was just like, oh, this is information that's not useful to me at all. Like, why do I need this? Why do I need any theoretical science? I can't even tell why I'm sad most of the time. How the fuck is this gonna help me?
Guys, did you ever think about the leaps and bounds in technology? Like when you say open a phone or a console or whatever, and you see the chips and you see data stored on these things, you ever wondered like how the fuck is this even possible? Like you ever think about like it fries my brain when I actually start thinking about it and how at some point people figured out how to like, oh fuck analog, dude, we can fuck digitally stuff. We know which fucking with which airwaves we can trigger to transfer stuff, and how do you figure that shit out?
Yeah,
it's so crazy.
For me, what's crazy is that there's foundations, you know, like this goes to that, you know, there's like steps. But that first breakthrough of like just simply the phone, like long distance phones and shit like that, or like I think it's AC and DC adapters and stuff like that. Like that shit when it was way, way back in like before the Gilded era and shit, like in the 1920s and stuff. Like who the fuck was that guy that was like, yo, I got big ideas. I can talk to somebody in like 7 buildings away. Yeah. And they were like, you're crazy. And he was like, nah, man. I could do it.
The premise of just like you said, like a computer chip or like a motherboard, you know? Just the premise of that, like the green slab of whatever the hell that material is with all the fucking lines going through it. And
all those dots and shit.
The thought to create that before that existed is fucking beyond me, to the point where like I remember like I felt myself going down that path. I was like, I wonder how they did this, and I immediately was like, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. It's not worth it. Keep yourself sane.
It's like that guy in Halo when he looks up and he's like, is that? And he's like, don't think about it. That's in Reach, right? Or is it an ODST?
Oh, 3.
It's Reach.
I know exactly what you're saying.
He was like, is that the... And he's like, don't think about it, because he's looking at the fucking Milky Way. He's just like, yo, what?
That's crazy.
That is...
Yeah. You know when I genuinely felt stupid for the first time, like genuinely, was when I started learning how you're able to play records. Like, say, how did people make this shit? When they made records and how they're able to fucking play them with a fucking needle. And I was looking this shit up, and I was like, I am so goddamn stupid. There's no way. I've never thought about anything close to being that, like,
yeah.
I know how to make something, and now just putting grooves in something, now I can play what it...
Yeah, like...
It doesn't
like,
make any fucking sense to me,
like
bro.
A scratch... A long, continuous scratch in a disc of wax somehow playing any sound at all that isn't just screeching or unintelligible like static is really...
No, it's someone's voice. It's a recording of someone's voice.
It almost seems like more...
magical.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is like... It almost seems backwards. Like the technology for records... And I know obviously it's not. Obviously the science of like compressing data into literally the air and transferring through the air is like obviously like borderline magic. I understand that. But when you think about like the root of what that tech is, like a disc of wax that somehow plays high quality, complex rhythms and sounds seems way more technologically impressive than an MP3 does. You know what I mean? Like just
I wouldn't say that. I don't think that, because of the fact that I somewhat know what records are. But at the same time, that's just like it's also just wild.
Yeah.
That's still another like
I think it's just because
thing.
we understand files. Like we're young and we have an understanding of what a file is. So it's not that it's not that complicated to us, but like I feel like generally people our age, and younger especially, when you see a record, you're not thinking like, because there's no other tech that works that way. Like there's no other tech that works like, oh, when you scratch it, a movie plays. Like tape, like movies are like completely different than records and like
vastly,
everything.
Yeah.
And whereas like now files are all kind of the same. It's just like, oh, .mp3, .mp4, .mov, .mp whatever. But like it's all just a different type of file. Like the root of all media is kind of the same now. Whereas like back then it's just completely fucking, it's just all this crazy shit. Like, oh, you gotta shear the sheep and compress the sheep's wool into a stick, and then you poke the stick into a fucking circuit board, and then it plays Beethoven's Fifth, and you're like, what?
Yeah, same thing with me and calendars, bro. Calendars are insane. The fact that calendars exist, the fact that there are like solar and lunar calendars that exist for like tens of thousands of years, like not tens of thousands, maybe like thousands of years.
Yeah, thousands. Dude, how long did you have to look at? Like you had. How much?
That's
people's
terrifying.
entire lives, mapping the skies to be able to make fucking calendars.
You know what it is?
It's wild, dude. And they did it because of farming. They did it to farm. That means they understood agriculture already too. Well, it's like, how the fuck do you do that?
It is a conversation I've had kind of a lot, but like I think it really just comes down to there are just fewer distractions. You know, your only concern in those days were like, oh, to stay alive, you know, or like provide food for yourself and your family, and you weren't distracted by like fucking 10,000 emails a day, or like fucking, you know, the meme of the week or anything like that. Yeah, I feel like you had a lot more time to like focus in on something and get like really hone in on shit.
For me, is the idea that I feel like people have the ability to grasp more knowledge, but there's no way you could pull like 98% of the population. They'd be like, hey, you got 3 years, make a calendar. They'll be like, I can't do that. Well, I just can't do that.
Well, they would probably just
because that shit's
Google it.
No. But if you pulled them in a situation where they were like, make a calendar. You have to make a calendar. Or you have to track. Like hunting and gathering was a thing they had to survive. That means they were these people that had better senses and they could like follow the wind and like tracks and be like, oh, this creature headed this way based on way the wind's blowing and also the way this water's flowing. And you're like,
yeah. And meanwhile, you got these fucking ghosts zip zapping and zopping all over the place in the sky at speeds that our government can't fucking understand. And we're just here not being able to make a calendar.
Yeah. And when are we going to be able to understand? I mean, there's just too much, because at the same time, it could just be nothing, because there's so much material in the universe we don't understand. It could just be something in the universe and not like it, like how what we portray. Like whenever we hear UFO, right, we think aliens, but really it's exactly what it is: a UFO, unidentified flying object. It could be just material that's just acting in this fucking weird way, and we don't understand why. Kind of like, you know, it could be atoms that are fucking performing some weird thing, but we just don't understand.
In like very specific context. Like, oh, it's doing this right now because it's exposed to. It's so the universe like, how the fuck will we know? So
and
big.
Even,
it's so big.
And even if they are small. And even if they are like alien ships, in all likelihood they're probably like drones, right? They wouldn't put their people in there, you know, like it's probably just like literally.
We don't know.
I mean, if they were, they'd just be fucking with us, right? They'd be trolling us, right? Wouldn't that? Because what else what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point of putting a life form there? Like you might as well, like, because we put a fucking RC car on Mars, you know, like there's nobody in there.
We also sent dogs and monkeys and shit to space too.
You think they found one of those? You think they found the monkey and they were like, "What the fuck? Who sent this?"
They found the monkey we sent to space. They brought him to the alien planet, and now that monkey's smarter than any person on Earth. That monkey is wholeheartedly smarter than anyone here.
Hold on, that is an amazing premise for like a comic. Or some fucking, or like some show.
That's some Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm pretty sure they brought a labradoodle to space and they made it the smartest thing on the. It's smarter than any person. It's a psychic labradoodle.
It's a good way to remix or reboot Planet of the Apes, because you get like, oh, they shot a monkey into space and then aliens fixed it up, and it came back and it's like, I'm the shit, and I'm going to kill all of you because I didn't get that far for the plot, but you understand.
That's a cool. I unironically like that premise a lot.
I don't like the idea of. I don't like the idea of apes being. I don't like them being in cages, but I don't know how I feel about them being in cities. You know, like if apes.
I know how I feel about gorillas running through the city. I know exactly how I feel. Maybe don't.
What do? We kill them then if they want rights?
No. What do you? They're put them in the fucking.
In context, contextually, if they want to live in society,
they don't want anything.
But let's just say in this context they do. Planet 8's context, they want to live in society. How do we react?
You put them in the jungle where they came from and let them build something.
Would they be okay with that?
They would have to.
Exactly.
Okay. What if Gorilla City wanted to integrate with the rest of the world? I mean, like DC's Gorilla City, where Gorilla Grodd is from.
Huh.
Like, well, they're upstanding. They're upstanding citizens. You know, they do things like people do. So how are we going to tell them not? You know, like how are we going to tell them you guys can't do that? They provide the industry. They pay their taxes. They fucking work jobs. Like they're doing what they gotta do.
Well, hold on. There's got to be like a progression to this. It can't just be like one day they're all of a sudden smart. It has to be like if we're talking about this as like a real thing, they would eventually have to become like as smart as like, you know, special needs people.
Well, you never know. Like it could potentially be, or it could just be like a catalyst that bam, they're just really smart all of a sudden.
I don't know. I feel like it would be
like in a span of like 2 weeks, we look away from gorillas and we come back and they're building fucking sanctuaries and stuff like that. And one waves at a camera like it says hello, like actually.
What if there's like some weird EMP that fucks all of our technology, but it enhances only gorilla brains?
Damn, that's dangerous. Because you know, gorillas gonna enhance other monkeys. You know, they're gonna be like, oh, these are my niggas. These are my niggas. I got to bring my niggas with me when I start shining. So like, I don't know, man.
Do you think they would say that? Do you think they would have that exact?
Like, I gotta bring my niggas with me, bro. Like I can't.
Now here's
like,
wait. Hold on. Now here's an interesting premise.
Can a gorilla say nigga?
What do you? Yeah. Can a gorilla? Can they say that?
Yeah, they can.
What if they decide that you can't?
Damn, that's heavy.
Oh shit.
They can't decide we can't though, because that word is spawned from us, not them. But they are allowed to say it by all means. I would never take that from one of them.
I don't know, man.
It's like Puerto Ricans. It's like Puerto Ricans,
right,
you know, like
man.
You know, like Puerto Ricans can say it, you know, but they can't.
Not really.
A Puerto Rican can't tell somebody not to. They can say it, bro. You can go there and try to fight all of New York City and tell them they can't say it, but they can say it, you know. And then like he can't take it from you, but he can say it. He can't particularly dawn someone with it. Like a gorilla can't give a monkey the ability to say nigga, you know. It can't just give like a marmoset, like, hey, you can say this now. Exactly.
I don't like where this is going.
I like it. We're really trying to lay the pavement for like.
This is sincerely a conversation that I don't think anyone has ever had. I don't believe that this is I don't believe this conversation has occurred more than once.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
I feel like it's happened maybe 5 times in human history.
Like max. Like 5 max. And that's like with a...
And I feel like 2 of them were involving me. I feel like 2 of the times it being said, it was like, oh, Kingston definitely said that.
Oh my God. Anyway.
They could say... I'm just saying, man.
Anyway.
A gorilla saying the N-word isn't that bad.
Anyway, listen.
Gorilla.
What do we take away from this? Aliens are real and you should be concerned. Because Obama
Aliens
is concerned.
are most likely real.
Obama misses Bo.
I never got a chance to say it, but like he was like, I forget what Obama said, but he was like, yeah, we can't explain this shit. Like it was just like, yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. I was the president for 8 years, and I was like, I got no idea. That's some metal shit that moves in fucking video game way. Like I don't got time to figure that out.
You know why Obama's concerned? Because he's a fucking sci-fi nerd. He's like really he was talking about his favorite movies and he's like besides watching Bo take a stroll in the park, I like
besides watching Bo take a stroll in the park. He literally walks his dog throughout the park, then goes home and sits down on his couch and watches a video of his dog strolling to the park. That is love. That is fucking
it's
love.
Entertainment, because he considers that sci-fi entertainment.
Yeah, it's sci-fi entertainment. And see, he considers it sci-fi entertainment because he knows Bo's a fucking alien.
That's true.
Bo was a dog, guys. This is a man who misses their dog.
No. Don't oversimplify it like that.
Yeah.
Bo is just a dog, and it died.
Nah, don't.
And after it died, its body floated back up to the mothership, and the alien came down and was like, "Thank you for bearing Bo for so long. We appreciate it." And then it just floated back away.
You're back on the train. You're back on the fucking train, dog. But I was saying he's into like Blade Runner and shit. So he's just living in this sci-fi world. So as soon as he hears something like this, he wants to be afraid, and he hopes that something happens, and then he can become like the the general of the alien space army or whatever the fuck we're gonna do. Because it would be, I would cast Obama to lead us into defeating the aliens.
No Obama.
I wouldn't cast anybody. I don't think anybody could defeat the aliens. I think our best bet is doing like the whole Mass Effect thing and being like, hey, can we maybe join, come up there? Can we see what's up?
I mean, could you imagine there's a Krogan kind of alien around there? I don't want to deal with a Krogan. I'm pretty sure a little kid Krogan could kill a building full of adults.
Oh yeah, probably.
Adults with no guns. Well, I don't want to deal with one of those things.
Well, since we're on that subject already, Sweeny, this is a historic moment, also kept for episode 69. So this is a big episode.
Nice.
I wanted to wait until we had a lot of good shit to talk about. Sweeny finally, after how long has it been? What is it? 15 years? has finally jumped into Mass Effect. He's playing the Legendary Edition. You're still on Mass Effect 1, right?
Yeah, I'm still on 1.
You've played it for how many hours at this point? A considerably long time, right? 13 hours?
Maybe 13 hours, yeah.
That's good.
I'm not far at all. Like, I'm really not far. And I feel like the game is not very short because I look at my stats, and my stats are pretty close to being, like, really high. And I'm like, I think I'm almost near the end of this.
Well, where are you?
I just got to the Thorians. I just met the Thorian thing where you're like on that planet. That
okay.
You meet the girl and you meet the guy, and then you meet the lady and her daughter. Her daughter was up like trying to not make sure you found a Thorian so it doesn't like mind control people. And now I'm going through that. Where
you're okay. You're on that. You are kind of you still got an okay amount left, but you're exactly like with your stats and stuff. You should be pretty much like at the end with the like the type of shit that you have, especially with the Legendary Edition. They cut it in half essentially, because
really?
Because if you played it, say the original, you can still max out, but you really want to try to do fucking everything, and because if you're trying to just kind of blaze through it, you're going to miss some stuff that's going to probably piss you off because your stats are certain stats are too fucking low. So they kind of balanced it out to where I think they did a good job with it.
Yeah.
So, but what are your thoughts, man?
I love it. I love Mass Effect so far.
Hey.
My boy is Garrus. I will fight for Garrus. I will go to war for him. If he's like, yo, we've got to make a move. Some people got to go missing. I'll be like, Garrus, where are we going? Where are we heading to? Let me know. I will kill for Garrus, bro.
I wasn't sure you would like it. Like, it was totally up in the air.
I don't fuck with Ashley, though. Ashley's hella racist, bro. It's like jarring. It's like jarring how racist. Like, some of her side comments are just like real bigoted.
Dude,
and I'm
she's
like,
literally
bro.
A space Republican. That's exactly what she is.
It is painful. I was like talking to her. She's like, are you sure we should let the aliens have full reign of the ship? And I'm like,
yeah, bitch.
What?
But are you being nice to her because, do you want to try to, get a little bit of that?
I don't want her. I want that blue. I wanted what you call its mom. I wanted Liara's mom because Liara's mom had some big blue titties. She had some big ass blue titties.
Tits are huge, dude.
She had unnecessarily big blue titties.
But like, it's your first time playing, so it's not like I don't think I didn't bring it the first time. I was not fucking with Liara when my first playthrough.
It's just I just bring Garrus and freaking Rex with me everywhere. I just storm in with those two everywhere I go. I kill the fuck out of people.
Garrus is so goddamn great. Like I'm really glad that you like it. We told you, man, for years. We were telling you,
dude. And you're talking about liking Garrus now. Winning in the second game, that's when Garrus is like Garrus. That's when he's fucking really Garrus.
Yo, Garrus he's just about making moves, bro. He doesn't got time for bullshit. He's like, yo, we gotta do this.
Liking Garrus in Mass Effect 1 is like liking Arbiter in Halo 3 before you played Halo 2. Like Garrus is so fucking amazing, and two is
Garrus is Arbiter. He's my Arbiter. I can't wait. My Arbiter again.
I can't wait for you to fucking. I can't wait for you to play Halo or Mass Effect 2 because that is.
I think on Friday I'm gonna do a long stream. Like I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna drink some energy drinks when I wake up. I'm gonna have like a nice breakfast, and I'm just gonna try to beat that game on Friday because I really want to get into 2. I fucking, bro. I went Infiltrator because I like snipers.
Okay.
And it's just such a ridiculous. I fucking murder people.
The sniping is
great.
In the first game, sniping is the best because of the limited classes. There's not a limit what you can do. The limits of the classes.
Yeah.
Once the second and third game gets into like the other classes blow anything out the wall. Like there's other classes that are so much better. But fucking the first one, just literally shooting everybody in the head is the fucking it's just lovely.
It's so useful.
I still gotta jump into it. I still have not played the first one, so I gotta jump into it.
It's so fucking good, man.
I'll do it, man. The fixes, you never
played
wild.
It's very bearable. Like people say, it's like it was like this game was like nigh unbearable, and I was just like, it's really just fine. It's like not new, but it still plays really well.
You should. Like, before you jump into Mass Effect 2, you should just play the original version a little bit, just so you could really, like, appreciate what you got. Because, like, from what I'm hearing, it's, like, way, like, the Mako I heard is, like, a completely...
Oh, my God.
The Mako works.
It's nicely balanced, nice thrusters. Like, you just go places quicker. You're not fucking... It's just... Thank you. It's just thank you. That's basically all I can say.
The Mako, I heard the Mako was so bad that they took it out into.
Yeah, they put in the Hammerhead, which I fucking hated those missions anyway. They're stupid. I never do them.
I'm excited. I want to play right now. I might stream again after we end the stream.
Oh shit!
After we're done with the podcast, I might stream and play.
It's a great game, man. It's so good.
Just a tip. I'm not gonna. All I want to say is, just try your best to. Just try your best to max stuff. You know how like there's a lot of different things that you can max, like, or you can build, like as far as stats or whatever. Like, just, let me ask you something. Have you been more of a dick or you been a Paragon? Renegade or Paragon?
Look. I've tried to be a Paragon. I'm trying to give good things, and it still says I'm a You're
still Renegade?
Asshole. I'm still Renegade. And I'm like, I'm trying, bro. You know what I did? That people are like, you're gonna fucking regret that, you stupid bitch.
Yeah, I feel like that's too much of a spoiler for anyone to even say anything about that.
Yeah. Normally we wouldn't care about spoilers for games this old, but Mass Effect is a unique one because I feel like a lot of people didn't play the first one, and also like a lot of new people are getting into Mass Effect now, which is awesome. And
I love it.
It is also just that game is the story. So like,
yeah,
Sweeney's finally jumped into Mass Effect. He loves it. No surprise.
I adore
I'm
it.
a little surprised though, to be honest. But that was
really?
that. Well, only because when we've been talking about this for all these years, right? You in hindsight, you probably made a good choice waiting, because this is probably like the best way to experience the first one. But in the context that we've been talking about playing through Mass Effect again, we've been talking about the context of like playing the originals, and the original Mass Effect, I think, is a bit more divisive only because it plays really poorly. It's very KOTOR. It's not up to the standards that people are used to. So like if he went back and played the original, like maybe he wouldn't have. So that was like how my framework was going. But now that the Legendary Edition's out and they did all these fixes and they fixed the XP system and they fixed the Mako and it plays better.
Yeah, I just heard it's way different now. I heard it's way different from what it was.
Yeah,
like there's less stats. There's less stats than there were before. I heard it was like
the way they dole out XP is they dole out XP more frequently now, because in the old game it was very sparse. At least that's what I remember. I could be wrong, but
I just remember having to play it twice if I really wanted to properly max everything out and get everything the way that I wanted it to be. It was like really, unless you, because I like the game is, since it was kind of insufferable to play at times because of the mechanics, you just had to skip shit. I'm like, I don't want to do everything in the fucking game, you know. But yeah, it's a man, like the first playthrough was such a learning experience though, because of stuff where you're just like, oh shit, you know, like people trying to fucking fuck with you with the decision you made, like that. It's cool. That's why I love the game so much, man. It's just like a lot of these things, they fucking matter, and some of them way more than others. And I killed a lot
of people by mistake, bro. There's a part where you have to not kill people, you have to use the grenades that are non-lethal.
Oh, you fucking idiot!
And I killed like 7 people.
You didn't use the gas. You didn't use the gas grenades, right?
I didn't use the gas. I was just hilarious. I threw a grenade, and I thought the grenade would just change, and it didn't. And the guy just went flying, and I was like, "Fuck!"
Oh, you didn't equip the. Okay, I gotcha.
And then there's another part where when you meet Liara's mom, you're like, if you went a certain way, you wouldn't have had to kill the people inside the building, because you have to blow the building up to eradicate all of the those arachne. So I went the wrong way, and then I ended up blowing the building first. And they were like, "I'm sorry, we have to do this." So I fought them, and I killed everyone in the heat sink. I killed everyone there, and then I went to Liara's mom, and she was like, "I see you left no survivors," and I was just like, "Yeah."
Hey man, just keep leaning into that renegade then. You know, just keep being a cunt.
I don't want to be a renegade, bro. I want to be nice. I try to be nice. And I get Paragon. I'm like, yay, this is good Paragon. But it doesn't change. I just stay a renegade.
Oh, because you didn't get you like those moments, right? They fucking matter. Like that one with the grenades, you get such a big chunk of renegade versus Paragon. Like those things are really gonna change the meter, you know? And like getting like the 2
it's
or
like
4
fucking
from
all the way down here, and I'm like, bro, I'm not even being bad. I'm picking nice choices. I'm not threatening people. I'm just trying to be a good person, and it never works, man. It's hilarious.
All right, last thing I want to ask you about this. Did you have the interview with the reporter?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Oh no, I didn't go back to Citadel yet. I haven't gone back to Citadel. I know that I agreed to willing to have it though. But I haven't gone back to the Citadel yet.
Oh, so you didn't have an interview with her? You didn't like?
Not yet.
Interesting. Okay. Well, make sure you go do that. Make sure you do that.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Okay. Why is that so important?
I
saw that on the freaking Reddit.
So wait. So is that in every game? Is that in every Mass Effect game? Because I had that moment and I didn't play the first one.
Which one? The reporter?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's in every game.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. It's in every game.
So that's great. I love that. I love that even more.
I love that game, man.
Yeah, so
I really like it. I want to play it right now.
So Sweeny loves Mass Effect. We've got another convert. This is now a uniformly Mass Effect supporting podcast.
Now you have to play all of the Halos, Derrick, so he can have another backing of Keith David.
Well, he already likes Keith David.
You have
to entirely like Keith David.
Well, look, so I've skipped around, and I didn't really want to talk about this because I feel like it would really upset Chris, because I enjoy Halo, I really do, but since I kind of want to hurry up and get to the next place, I'm like, fuck, I wish he would go a little bit faster. It doesn't even mean for the combat. It's just for, I want to get to the next area, and I feel like I'm in fucking quicksand. Not quicksand, but you know, it's just, I know you're totally against that.
Oh, no.
But it's just like, yo, I'm trying to, like, I'm like, okay, cool, I just fucked everybody up. Now I gotta get to the other side of the map, and I'm like, fuck, I don't have what are they called? Warthog or whatever?
Yeah. No, I understand. I'm not. I actually understand because I remember I was the same way when I was a kid, and I was like, oh yeah, like why am I not fucking moving fast? Like it's annoying. And then I got moving fast, and then I was like, oh no.
It's like it's too.
It just ruined it. But I will say though, on PC where you can bump the FOV like way high, it feels way less slow. Like it feels significantly faster with like a higher FOV. And
FOV sliders are
because I remember even feeling because dude, like honestly, and the FOV is like half the sensation of speed. Like sincerely, like because I remember like playing Halo 3 for like a really long time, and I was like, I love this game, but I do feel slow, and it's kind of annoying because I know that this game is fast based on just like the firefights that happen, but in between, when it feels like you're not moving as much as you can, it's annoying. Yeah. And then I remember they put the FOV slider in 3, and you bump it up, and it's like, holy shit, it actually feels like you're running the whole time. It's almost like it's less that I should have always worded this argument this way. It's less that I don't want sprint in Halo, and more that I want you to always be sprinting. I want it to be you are running full speed and you never have to put your gun down. That is because that's how it is. It's just the FOV is just so fucking tight. It's so small. It's really rough. So I totally get it. Bad. Makes sense.
That makes sense. All of that makes sense. And that was my only because I had the Master Chief collection, but I never used the code on my Xbox. And then I finally bought it. I think sometime I don't know, like a year ago.
Did you get it on Steam?
I bought it on Steam, and didn't do anything though because I just started playing it and I was getting into it. I'm like, cool. Like I'm a fan. I'm like I like the gameplay and stuff like that. But then I'm like, fuck. I gotta. Come, let me get to the next part and kill people. Like let me go.
I know. It's all FOV, man.
Easily.
It's all.
I gotta fuck with that. I gotta fuck with FOV.
It's crazy because I remember playing. It's like this feels like Doom now, like just the speed of it. It's like
exactly.
It's so shocking what difference the FOV makes, and it's frustrating. Sweeny and I were talking about this. It's frustrating that most first-person games still don't have that. Even Resident Evil Village on PC doesn't have it. Not that Resident Evil needs to be fast necessarily, but I hate the claustrophobic vision of just like that those low FOVs. Have you guys ever played Battlefield Bad Company, like the original?
No, I only played the second one.
Battlefield Bad Company looks like someone took gameplay of a first-person shooter and zoomed in on it to a fucking unsettling degree. The FOV in that game is pain-inducing, which sucks because Battlefield is awesome, and Battlefield Bad Company, specifically like Bad Company 2, is great. And I know the first one just made me nauseous, man. It just looked like you were looking through a fucking... It's like trying to play a game through binoculars.
That's hilarious.
That's insane.
I don't even remember that.
It's real bad, but...
I never played Bad Company. I was... All I gotta say is that just play Arbiter's parts. That's all.
Well, look, okay, so
here's Arbiters.
Here's the thing, like, the funny thing is I never played 2. I played a decent amount of 3 because when it came out, I was living with my friends that were Xbox fanatics. So it's like, oh, let's do co-op, let's do this stuff. So I played quite a bit of it, but since me jumping into it, I didn't even know the story, didn't really understand what was happening. I didn't even care about, like, I wasn't like, say, the biggest fan of Keith David at that time. I liked Keith David, but I wasn't like, say, oh my God, it's Keith David, I need to stick around, and you know what I mean? Like the way that he kind of, when I got in my 20s, when I really started to appreciate his work.
I didn't know who Keith David was when I was a kid playing Halo either. Like, it's not.
I know who Keith David was as soon as I watched Gargoyles.
Well,
I was like this gargoyle something.
I knew his voice and stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's fucking that's Goliath and shit, and like it's stuff like that. But it wasn't like, dude, that's Keith David, that aura. But yeah, it's definitely it's one of those things. Halo is one of those things where it is. I feel a little bit shameful that I haven't played at least 1 through 3 in its entirety. Like I've beaten Reach, which I really enjoyed.
Reach was
and
good.
Then Yeah, I really like that.
This might be. I might get a lot of ire from this. You could probably skip one.
Yeah, you think
you could probably skip one.
I wouldn't skip one, but you can skip.
I enjoy one for what it is, but it has aged the worst. It is like, not that it's like still. It's not. It's still playable. It's not like GoldenEye bad. You know.
I think GoldenEye's still playable too. Honestly.
Well, GoldenEye's playable on PC for sure, but like I'm talking about just like if you played Halo with the original controls that it was designed for, and you play GoldenEye with the original controls that it was designed for, GoldenEye has aged significantly worse. That is just true. Would you agree,
I
Sweeny?
Definitely.
It's that controller for GoldenEye, man.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
yeah,
GoldenEye as a game on PC. Like I remember Vosh when he was doing his charity stream. By the way, I popped in on that for a little bit. You can see me. It's me. Your movie sucks, and him just chatting about old video games. But when he was playing it, he was playing the PC version with the mouse and keyboard, and it was like that looks great. But the original N64 version has not aged well. Whereas I feel like the opposite is true. I feel like Halo CE on the original Xbox is probably like the best version of it that exists. But I don't know. It's the most jank and the most old and the most elderly and the most clearly, not up to modern standards. I like it, but it's my least favorite for a number of reasons. But that's enough about that nerdy shit, because we got to talk about a huge anniversary that happened this year. Shrek.
Oh shit.
Shrek is 20 years old, which is gross. But
hey now.
Saw that movie in theaters, bro.
Did you?
I don't remember if I did. I think I might have.
I definitely did it. I didn't give a fuck about Shrek. Dude, like not that much.
Dude,
I love
Shrek was funny as fuck, man. I
Shrek was good, but I thought like, oh fuck, I can't wait to see that in theater.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Do you not agree that Shrek 2 is probably one of the best sequels of all time?
I hate when people. Come on, man. Like there's too
true.
many. It
is
way
a
too many goddamn
sequel.
good films. There's way too many good films
you're
to be
Shrek
like
2 was
Shrek
an amazing. Excuse me, sorry. Shrek 2,
You're not
unironically, no joke.
Have you seen Godfather 2?
I hate. People are gonna come at me.
See, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Come at me, but I hate the Godfather movies. I watched them.
You're a dumb bitch.
Me and my
You're a
grandma.
dumb bitch.
Me and my
You're a
grandma.
dumb bitch.
Now look. Let me explain.
You're just a Peter Griffin contrarian, aren't you?
I'm not a Peter contrarian. That movie did not make sense to me at all. I was like, it's about families and like bloodlines and respect and stuff. And I was just like, I watched it with my grandmother because my grandmother was like, everyone tells me I should like this movie too. And I watched 1 with her, and we watched 2 together. It was like 8 hours of our fucking day. And I was just like, these movies are not really that enjoyable. And she was like, yeah, I'd rather watch the fucking 10 Commandments. And I was like,
Get
okay,
the fuck out
chill,
of here.
Grandma.
Well, no, hold on, Derrick. It's
Fuck
it's not his fault because it's genetic now. We know it's a genetic problem.
My grandmother hates that movie too. I watched it and I was like, I don't like this movie very much. It has really, really, really good music, and it's shot very well. It has really like nice, like the scores are nice.
Just shut up.
It's shot well. It's like really nice shots. It's like, oh, this is like mafia shots. Whoa, that's cool, but I don't care about that movie. I'm sorry. I think Shrek 2 is better than Godfather 2. I'm sorry.
Here's one thing.
I'm sorry.
Here's one thing that I will say. I love the first Godfather quite a bit. I think it's a great movie. I think Shrek 2 is better than Godfather 2.
Let's go. You're hurt. Yeah. Look at him.
No. See, look at him. See, here's the thing.
He's so upset.
The way that listen. This is what I think you guys are doing. It's like there's some films like listen to fucking
You trying to do the math.
No, there's a lot of films out there that are fantastic, and I enjoy trash more than like what you would call like the way that Scorsese portrayed like the MCU as like theme parks, like where it's like they're not good movies, but they're really enjoyable. Like, meaning that, like, when you actually think about the type of effort and time and love and care and type of, you know, quality that's put into, like masterpieces like Godfather or something like that. And then you put, like, here's Shrek 2. Hey, this is really funny and quirky and enjoyable.
It's a good movie, man.
As far as quality and the type of, it's kind of...
Well, first of all...
It's not really comparable.
Hold on.
Not really. It's putting them together is kind of silly.
Hold on.
Or pitting them against each other.
I will say that is, it's hard to compare a comedy to a drama in any way, really. Like, it's kind of difficult to say that, like I personally, I think Goodfellas is like a just better than...
I was gonna say that.
It's better than both the Godfather movies. That's just for me.
It just has a little bit of everything.
Yeah, Goodfellas is fucking great. I love
Goodfellas is definitely the best one.
But, you know, comparing Goodfellas to, oh my god, I don't even know, like, fucking...
Get Out?
No, not even Get Out.
Dude, Shrek 2 is pretty much just Get Out, bro. That's crazy. That's so insane, man. Shrek 2 is a great fucking movie, man. I'm sorry, Derrick.
I just don't like.
It is a great movie.
I watched it recently. Like maybe a few months ago. I was at a hotel, and yeah, I enjoyed watching Shrek 2. But I don't think like, man, this fucking kills all the fucking Scorsese film. I don't think like.
I would say it does. I would go as far to say it does. I think it scorches all of them.
That is out of pocket.
I'd go as far to say it does, man. I think Shrek 2 is such a fantastic movie with a fantastic soundtrack, great cast, great pacing. Donkey becomes a stallion, bro. They make Donkey a stallion.
And Shrek becomes
okay.
He just becomes fucking. Go ahead. I don't want to. I was about to get racist right now. Let's go.
Donkey isn't in Shrek 2.
Yeah, he is.
No, Donkey is in Shrek 2. Don't say Donkey was in Shrek 2, you fucking idiot.
Oh, I said Donkey. My bad. I didn't mean to say Donkey. Whatever. Donkey. The donkey. The animal. The animal is in Shrek 2.
One joke in that movie.
And meatballs.
One joke in that movie that always fucks me up is when they're getting arrested on that old cops show, and they're grinding pepper on their eyes.
Yeah,
dude, I love that movie. That movie's. I'll say the reason why I argue all the time that Shrek 2 is probably the best sequel, like, of all time, is this and this reason alone. When you take the first Shrek movie and realize that, okay, this is good. You know, this is fun. It's funny. You know, it's fine. Like, there's nothing overtly remarkable about Shrek other than, like, it's a bit subversive for the time, and it's a little meta and referential in ways that, like, other animated movies weren't at that time. And that's cool. That's, like, unique and interesting. But Shrek 1 overall is just, like, a fairly enjoyable movie and not much else. But then Shrek 2 happens, and it's just endlessly entertaining, as opposed to like Spider-Man 2, which is, I love that movie with all my fucking heart. The jump in quality between Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 is huge, but Spider-Man 1 is still super, super, super good. And I think that's what we're talking about. The jump between, like, Shrek, the first Shrek doesn't deserve Shrek 2, but it has it. You know what I mean?
It definitely does.
I kind of feel like the Guardian right now, dude. Like, I'm just like, what the? Because look, I don't have a problem with Shrek at all.
Because you love your fucking mobster movies, bro. It's fine, man.
What's happening here?
It's fine, bro.
Look at. This is what it reminds me of. This. It reminds me of my friend not understanding how I can enjoy Fast 5 through 900, whatever, like all the latest ones. When he says, when we can watch movies like Predator and fucking John Wick, how the fuck could you watch a garbage action film like this? And multiple times, if that. I'm like, because I enjoy that garbage a lot more times than stuff where I really have to pay attention to it. Where, like, I understand how much you enjoy Shrek 2, but I can't say it's like... I pulled up a list because I wanted to see what people say in general, the best sequels. And of course, number 1 is Godfather 2. That's hilarious. And then Empire Strikes Back, Bride of Frankenstein, which I wasn't expecting at all. It's a fucking old ass film.
I've seen that movie one time.
I've never seen it. I'm not gonna see 1930s.
I saw
movies.
Bride.
They're awful. Like old movies are awful, dude. Like
they're not a single. It's not a single black person in that movie, bro. Not one. Unless you say Frankenstein's a black.
As you said, Young Frankenstein is great.
That's the shit, dude. I love Mel Brooks films. They're all good.
Young Frankenstein is ridiculous. What else you got on there?
Oh, so Aliens is at number 4, which I wasn't expecting, but
sequel.
Yeah.
Aliens is Alien 2?
Aliens is
that 2?
Is the sequel. Yeah, that's the sequel.
Okay,
Aliens. Gotcha. This shouldn't be here. Avengers Endgame.
I think it's a good sequel. It's not the best. It's not. I don't say one of the best.
As far as all time on this list right here, this is fucking crazy.
It shouldn't be on the list.
And then it gets worse. What the? Okay, I'm okay with the Dark Knight being on here. The Winter Soldier is on here.
The Winter Soldier's a good fucking movie. Like no cap,
dude. It's a great spy thriller. I had fun watching that fucking movie. I just wouldn't put it the greatest movie sequels of all time. What are you talking about?
I love that movie, but
Shrek 2 belongs there.
No, look at. If you want to put Shrek 2 like somewhere in that list, I wouldn't be mad. But I just wouldn't want to put it on top. Like that just seems fucking. That just seems like you're taking, like it's. Let's put it this way, kind of like, there's certain things you can do, like getting a blowjob, which requires no effort whatsoever. You just lay back and you do your thing, and then there's performing sexual intercourse, which takes a lot of effort. There's extra stuff into it, and there's intricacy and stuff. And there's a lot of people that would prefer just getting sucked off than banging because of that very reason, where it's just like, I'm just having a good time. There's nothing, I don't have to invest anything to it. I can shut my brain off and laugh it. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like, say, The Godfather Part 2 is like having sex, and Shrek 2 is like getting a blowjob, dude.
I don't like that movie, man. I'm sorry. I'm not even trying to be like a contrarian. I don't like that theme of movie. I don't like that theme movie. I like Scorsese because he makes good films. You know, he's a master. He's a master at writing really tense scenes. Like when it comes to like when some shit's about to happen, like when they like in Godfather 1, one of the most famous lines ever. That whole scene when he's like, "You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding." That's a great fucking scene. Like I know when I'm seeing good movie making being done. I just don't feel that when I watch those movies. I'm like, okay, I'm watching this. This is very boring. This is a very boring film to me.
Yeah, I need to say something first though, because I know we were talking about Scorsese films because like he normally does mob stuff, but I feel people are probably going to be screaming if I don't say that Coppola did Godfather. I need to put that out there because somebody's gonna fucking go nuts.
Oh, it's not Scorsese?
No, not Godfather.
Oh, I thought it was Scorsese. My bad.
I brought up Scorsese in general because you also mentioned
Goodfellas.
Yes, and anything else he does, it just has fucking mob people saying the N-word. That's just like go-to.
Yeah,
that's just go-to.
They just really don't like us that much. Don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yeah,
I mean, whatever. Okay. That's fine, I guess. It's hard for me to cope with that because it's one of those things where I feel like if you gave it one other shot and you're just like, I just don't like this, then I'd leave it alone. Because I almost feel like you and your grandma were just talking shit and not paying attention to the movie at all.
My grandma was speaking in Spanish.
I could believe
she was speaking in Spanish, and I was just like, Grandma, what the fuck are they saying? And she's like, what is this about? And I'm like, she's like, I don't know. It's something about family and respect. And family and respect.
Yeah, so you just weren't watching it.
I was watching it. I was like, this is really
Kingston,
boring.
I live with you. I've seen the way you consume media. You don't watch things. You have things on as you do other things.
I watch things that are good.
No, you don't. You watch all sorts of. You watch all sorts of garbage.
I watch things that are good.
You watch.
No. I consume garbage. Yes, I consume videos of people getting kicked by horses and shit like that.
No.
Watch good television.
No, don't. You can't win this. I've watched you watch things on Netflix that no one else has seen. Because why would they click on? You saw the clown movie where the dude like gets up. Shut up. Let me finish. He watched I'll put it into context. A bunch of friends of ours were over at our apartment, and we were just like looking for something to watch on Netflix to kill time and just hang out and you know, have a good time. And we saw this movie about a dude who finds an old clown suit, he puts it on, and he slowly starts to become a clown. And in that movie, it's explained that clowns were actually old school demons called cloynes. That like it all of this ridiculous shit, and we saw it and we were making fun of the description and making fun of the trailer. It's like, oh, we should watch this. And Kingston walks out into the living room and says, "Oh, I've seen this one."
Because I consume a lot of movies. I just watch shit. You know, I watched that movie, dude. For some reason, I don't know why. I know that whole movie.
Yo,
I know that whole movie, bro. I don't like Cloyne. I don't think it's a good movie. It was literally one day I was at my girlfriend's house and we were doing the same thing you guys were doing. And like, let's watch the Cloyne. And we watched it and she was like, I've never wasted so much time in my life. And I was like, I like that. And she was just like, what are you talking about?
But what I'm saying is you've seen too much garbage to not like The Godfather. At least the first one. Like the two is like
it's very different, but it's still It's if you're into that type of shit, it's a very good fucking movie, right? But like the first one, yeah, it has all the iconic shit. I mean, goddamn, dude, Gen Z and everybody now knows like, look how they massacred my boy. Like that's
my
such
boy.
That's such line. It's such a great, like, my favorite one was when they showed, and now you guys got to help me. It showed two different snakes' asses on Smash. It was like two different Smashes. I don't know which ones they were.
Mm-hmm. It was probably Melee. It was probably Ultimate and Brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it showed that, and then they showed his ass was different. They like kind of smooth. It was less thick. And then
they didn't cheek him out, and they didn't cheek him out in Ultimate.
Corleone like really fucking disappointed just because they massacred his ass. And I'm like, I love it. I love that like this is around from such an old fucking movie. You know?
Yeah.
I'll watch it again. I'm probably not gonna like it. I'll watch it again.
Especially going. Don't fucking just don't. Just
I'll watch
it.
No. I'll watch it because if I like something, I'll just admit I like it. If I sit down and I watch it, like you guys were talking about Mass Effect so much, and I was like, I don't know. I'll give it a shot when I give it a shot, and I gave it a shot, and I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give this a shot.
This is definitely different because it's one. Okay, I'll say this: movies like that. You really have to be in the mood to fucking watch movies like that. I mean, I'll watch like a Godfather or like say I've seen The Departed a million times.
I love that movie.
Yeah, so I think that's like it's a much better pace for I can sit down and watch this. But yeah, Godfather, I'll watch that once a decade or something. You know, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's really good," but I can't fucking just see it on TV. And I'm gonna sit down. I won't even watch it.
Yeah, it's like Schindler's List. It's not a movie you pop on for a good time. You know, like it's not exactly.
I'll watch it tonight. I'll pop on Godfather tonight, and I'll sit down and I'll just watch it.
Dude, just
I'll
play
turn
Mass
off my
Effect.
phone.
Just play. You're better off. You're better off playing.
I'll turn off my phone and I'll just watch it.
Yeah, I remember I had to wait till I was in the mood to watch The Irishman. When that came out, because I was like, I know I'm gonna like this, but I know like I've got to set aside time to like actually digest it.
I watched that movie by myself. I watched that movie completely by myself.
Yeah, me too.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's really good.
Tell me,
really good.
I'm sure it is, just because who's in it and who it's by. But you got to tell me this: how many N-words are in that movie?
Not as much as the usual. Actually, it's a little less.
That's weird.
It's
definitely less.
Been a while since I've seen it. I don't remember hearing.
I hear and dog. You know what's crazy? Let me drop some real shit on you. One of my first like real girlfriends is an Italian girl, and the Italians say nigga that much, bro. They say nigga a lot. Like I heard that shit so much just in passing by her family. I would just be around places and I would just hear nigga, and I'm like. I guess they feel more comfortable now because someone's dating a black person. And it wasn't even only one person dating a black person. It'd be like 3 daughters. And he's like, nigga, no offense. You feel me? No offense, yeah? I don't mean anything by it, but he's a nigga. And I'm just like, yeah, I guess.
I believe that. That sentence, I believe. Like, without a doubt.
Because I'm like, I'm not gonna fight your whole family right now for you saying nigga in front of me. I'm just gonna shut up.
Yeah, you can't.
I'm just gonna shut up and deal with this.
You can't fight an Italian
not the whole
family. An Italian family,
you lose.
Like family's all they have. Like it's.
That's all they got.
Hey, yo,
every single Italian movie, show, or anything is just literally it's about family and food.
And respect.
That's it.
And respect. That's it.
Yeah.
Respect is third on the list, though. Like it's
definitely third.
It's definitely
you can't
family
mistake it.
and fucking sauce. Those are like the two major things in any fucking Italian flick or anything.
It's like the Game of Thrones books. It's like the Game of Thrones books with the food. It's just like they'll be like like it's 6 chapters just explaining how like moist the fucking cannoli is.
Like, look, man. Like, look. All I know is Erica. I didn't know she was a fan of the Tar Babies. Niggas. They ain't niggas. And I'm like, no offense, Kingston. I'm like,
oh, I don't. How else am I supposed to take that?
Well, she said no offense, idiot.
You just called me a tar baby. What the fuck did you just called me a what? What?
It's a term of endearment.
It's all love. Now let's go get some cannoli. Let's go get some gabagool.
Come on, let's go eat, man. Ricky's cooking something real good upstairs, man. Come on.
Anyway,
it's like, all right.
Do you think Italians bleed sauce?
Oh my God.
You think that's
let's not go there because
anyway.
I know people are gonna be like, that's not funny. And I'm like, it's hilarious.
Anyway, there is, just so we can move off of Shrek and get into questions. There is a really funny article by The Guardian about Shrek. It's called Shrek at 20, an unfunny, overrated, low blockbuster animation, and it's very weird because it's just some angry person. Like, weirdly, they have like an axe to grind with this movie for some reason, even though it's like ancient and nobody really talks. Like, even the memes about Shrek have died out pretty much entirely now. Like, I mean, you'll see an occasional. Like, I remember back when like that picture meme was going on. I was like, yep, that's going in the cringe compilation.
I was literally thinking about that right now. Yeah,
that was going around for a while, and like really, the only thing that I've seen in the last like couple years is just every now and again. The I Need a Hero sequence will trend on Twitter because it's a fucking great sequence. But that's like...
It's hilarious.
That's as far as it goes.
That's the whole sequence with the fucking... When they're storming the castle. Is that the I Need a Hero part? Because I feel like that's the beginning of it, is that. And at the end, they're just like doing a slow motion run. And then they're all running really fast.
That's the scene
that whole sequence is legendary, bro.
There's some fun... things in the works regarding that sequence that I shouldn't say more about. But
yeah, we can't say much more about it.
Let's move on to some questions, huh?
Let's
do it, huh? Mm-hmm. Let's go on to our beautiful patrons over here.
Let's
my beautiful boy, my beautiful baby boy,
our beautiful baby boy. Ethan Cox is sadly my name. Oh man, I'm sorry, man. Well, he wrote in.
That's pretty cool.
He wrote, "Hello, Dick."
No, it's not.
He says, "Hello, Dick, Richard, and Johnson, first-time patron and question asker, and I'm curious, what are some games you have started but never finished?"
Your mom.
Last of Us 2.
Did you say your mom?
Yeah.
It's fucking disrespectful as shit.
You didn't finish The Last of Us Part 2?
No, I've not finished it yet.
Damn, I stuck it out. I actually beat it.
Why
you didn't even play it, Derrick. You watched it. You watched it.
Come on. Isn't that in Shrek?
Yeah, it is.
No, but anyway.
Yeah,
look, it's infecting him.
Yeah, no, whatever. But, I mean, Abby, so play it, finish it.
Abby kind of hot, but,
Okay.
She broader than me, and that make me scared.
Yeah.
You know what, can I a moment, let me change subject. That old lady Resident Evil is kind of thick. I'm just saying, the old lady that's in the village in 8, she kind of bad.
Wait, what are you talking about? The old lady?
The old lady. The old lady. She's kind of bad.
Wait.
Who's the old lady?
Hold on.
The old lady.
Hold on. The hag that like shows up every now and again?
Yeah.
You do realize that we know that woman.
Wait, what?
The woman in Resident Evil 8 who plays like this hag character that's like kind of throughout the game, we've met her.
What do you mean?
She's friends with our friend Elliot. She teaches at the school.
Oh my God, is that what's her name? Oh my God. Oh, it's Carol. God damn it. I've overstepped. You see, I overstepped and I did something wrong. She is kind of hot though.
Oh
but
man.
I overstepped again.
I see nothing wrong with this.
God
fucking
damn it.
anyway. I don't even like. What even was that? What was that transition that you just did? It was awful.
Telling the truth.
It just came out of nowhere, but I'm with it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm not cutting that out.
So wait, games that you played and you didn't finish. That's yeah. I mean, there's a lot.
Yeah, I have like a fucking. Where do you even want to begin? Like, I never finished Uncharted 3. I never finished any of the Metro games, even though I liked them a lot. Never finished Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, same.
Understandable.
Never finished Metal Gear Solid 5. There's like I can't even like the list is enormous because in order for me to like really finish a game and like see it all the way through, I have to really like it. Like it has to be something that grabs me and holds me for the entirety of the length of the game that they're trying to get me through. Like I'm not necessarily like a completionist. I don't go for like trophies or achievements really like I used to. Fuck. I used to do that when I was like a kid and I had like a lot of time, but
yeah.
You know, I don't know. Something like Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably a game that I probably wouldn't have even finished it when I was younger because I was just like, I wasn't super into cowboy shit. But like because I was doing Sacred Symbols, I was like, oh, I'll finish this, and it was great. But that was because that game was also just like a masterclass in writing that I was able to even stick it out for that long. That's a long fucking game. That's like an over 50-hour game. I'm pretty sure.
That game is like 70 hours long.
Yeah, if it's not, it's damn close. Like it's a fucking long game. And I find that a lot of games just kind of lose me. I feel like a lot of games overstay their welcome, man. They're too long. They don't have enough new things to throw at you for the duration of time that they ask you to play. Like, that's how I felt about The Last of Us, too. Like, or The Last of Us Part 2, I should say. Not The Last of Us also. But The Last of Us Part 2 is like 30 hours long, 25 hours long. But those last 10 hours, not even from a narrative perspective, but from a gameplay perspective, it doesn't really give you anything new to play with or new to think about. Do you remember those zombies on chains?
Yeah, they had to shoot them and they would like run and grab people.
That comes up in the last 30 minutes of the game, and it's like, why would you? I just spent like 9 hours dealing with the same old shit that the first 10 hours started establishing, and then you introduce this new mechanic that is used in this one area before the ending. Like, why didn't you throw that in when I was starting to get into this next second 10 hours? Like, I don't know. Like, a lot of games just overstay their welcome to me. And I don't know, Zelda was one of those things too, honestly. I hate to admit it, but like I just sort of ran out of things to find in Zelda. Like, the physics were cool and I had fun doing that, but...
Did you go to Ganon's tower or castle?
I finished like 2 of the Divine Beasts, and then I was just wandering, and I was like... I don't even remember what the fuck I was doing.
That game shines. Trust me, Ganon's castle. Like I understand. Like people are like, oh, I didn't like Breath of the Wild because I got bored. I explored the whole game, and I'm pretty sure I have like 800 Korok seeds. But Ganon's fucking castle, it shows you where pretty much all the development went into it, and it's insane. It's like a really well done dungeon.
I am willing to just believe that at face value. I'm sure that's true because that makes a lot of sense. But at the same time, it's like. It's the same thing with like Final Fantasy when I was a kid, I just wasn't into Final Fantasy. It just wasn't my thing. Even 7, like I loved 7's like soundtrack and the characters were cool, but like I just didn't care for like the turn-based mechanics. It just like it wasn't my jam. Like it just, especially at that time when I just wanted like something that was a little bit faster. I was playing like Doom and shit on PC, you know. But even back then, I was like, people would tell me like, play Final Fantasy like fucking 8 or 10 or whatever the hell. It gets really good 30 hours in, and it's like I'm not gonna. What?
That's nuts. Like that's that people told you that.
Yeah.
Well,
it's just.
By the way, I'm not saying that people said this about like the specific games I mentioned. I just can't remember what the fuck they were talking about. But like I've heard this before, where it's like, oh, it gets really good like this far in, and it's like that's great. I'm glad you like it, but like I don't have the patience. Something needs to grab me. If something doesn't grab me in the first 10 to 30, 45 minutes, I'm probably putting the game down. You know,
that's how it feels for me. That's what a lot of media has become in general. Particularly for me, that's what anime is. That is what anime is as a whole entire medium for me. It's like, oh, One Piece gets good at episode 300. I watched episode like 700, and I was just like, I'm tired of there being long segments of it not being great, and then like, oh, 5 episodes, it's amazing. And I'm like, wow, I'm not watching 300 episodes for 5 episodes of really, really, really good.
Yeah.
I just can't do that. That's why I like Game of Thrones, or like that's why I like things. For me, the premise itself has to get me. Like, oh, this is about superheroes. Like, oh, I like superheroes. I'm already in there. This is about magic or science. I'm already in there. Like, if it's not like, oh, this is a random show about something, and then like 30 minutes, like 4 episodes in, it gets good. It's like, I'm not gonna watch that. I'm not putting myself through not enjoying a show until a moment where it's cool.
Even, I mean, I know we already talked about it, but like fucking the show that Zach and Michael are working on. That first episode is awesome. That first episode is great. And that's how
5 minutes he walks in a room and someone has a gun to his head, and it's like, bro, what?
If my friends, people that I know, people who are basically my age, who just fuck around and dick around with me at like bars and shit, if they can put out a first episode of something that is great, there's no excuse for why like a big fucking company with like a bunch of industry professionals can't do the same thing for like the first introductory sequence of a game, or the first episode of a new show, or the first entry of a new movie series. Like, there's just no excuse. There's just like, there's a talent that some people have and then some people don't. And
well, it's some people are just trying to follow an archaic formula where you gotta build to, you know, you gotta, there's the 3 acts and you gotta do this, and I'm like, nah, man. That's why the God of War franchise was one of my favorites, because you start doing shit immediately and you fight a boss. Like, except for the fucking new one, it starts off pretty fucking slow, but I was like, I'm already invested. I love this franchise. I know it's gonna be good. But the first 3, like, first you fight this fucking Hydra, like, immediately. And then and the second one, you fight Ares immediately. You find this Colossus, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, this giant fucking statue. And that it's just like wild how they set this shit up where it immediately just draws you in, and I don't have to fucking, you know, do to some tutorial shit that's leveling up, and then I finally get it, you know. So I love, even
like
love
Spider-Man.
I love
Spider-Man Insomniac, the fucking the first Spider-Man game, and Miles Morales, actually amazing starts the game.
They just throw you in.
You're just in. You're
like,
just in. The game starts. You're swinging. You're doing shit.
Dude, that's the best way to go about it. Like, even, and this isn't even necessarily like limited to action-oriented games, like or games that are like fast-paced necessarily, because there are a lot of slow-paced games that draw me in too. Like, Death Stranding drew me in like pretty quickly, even though that's a really slow game. Fucking Shadow of the Colossus is a great example, actually, because Shadow of the Colossus, super simple. Like, there's not like a bunch of like RPG mechanics. There's no like XP trees. There's no like codex or anything. It's literally just, it drops you into the world and you're just like alone. And it's just, you know, the environment and the atmosphere and like the soundtrack. And it's like, oh, this is great. I want to continue this. Even though nothing like action packed is happening, you know, something that's very clearly cool is happening and well done.
That's the same thing for me in Divinity. Divinity is a fucking narrative, like a point and click, like very computer-esque RPG game. And the game starts off with like some weird shit happening in lore, and then bam, like a boat you're on blows the fuck up, and you're like, whoa, what's going on? Like, you don't have to have a whole bunch of exposition before it gets really engaging. I don't understand why things have been like that for so long and proceed to still be like that.
Yeah,
it just annoys me.
It just has to be good, man. And there's a lot of different ways that it could be good. Like Red Dead 2 just has you literally just walking slowly through the snow, but it's awesome. And you know, like, another game could do that too, and it would be absolute garbage. It's really all a matter of like execution and like, you know, how solid the vision for the game is. But
yes, sir.
There's a lot of games, man, that I've just, even games that I kind of liked, that I just like, I don't know, they just kind of, I just drifted.
I mean, really,
I usually finish games. So
being an adult, man. Being an adult, it really, because goddamn, just, I remember even, I really compared to how many games I've beaten when I was young versus now, and it's ridiculous. Now, I know your job has a lot to do with completing games, but if that weren't there, you have too much shit to do as a fucking human adult, and it sucks. So we all get drawn into the repetitive shit. I'm gonna load up a match. I'm gonna play a few matches or whatever, and then I'm gonna fuck off. You know, because you don't really have.
You're gonna go to your Destiny. You're gonna go to your Smash Bros. The Halos, the things you can just turn on, play the game real quick. I know I'm gonna be excited. I know I'm gonna enjoy this, and then you turn it off.
Yeah, I go backwards to games that I know that I can play with half my brain, not focusing on it. Like if it's a new game, like I can't just jump.
Exactly.
It's streaming Resident Evil Village is probably like not the most challenging thing that I've done in a while, but it's like it's very different because I'm used to streaming just games that I just intrinsically know. So like doing new shit live in front of an audience, like it's super hard. Like trying to be like, oh, where does this puzzle piece go? What's chat doing?
It's jarring as fuck.
You know, it's not easy.
In Mass Effect, like the fucking simple ass, like the puzzles aren't even hard in Mass Effect, but like me getting confused and I'm like, fuck, what the fuck did I remember? I don't know this. I don't know the strategy of this exactly.
Dude, it's
weird.
I've beaten that game a lot, and I got stuck in the hot labs for a second because I was talking to the chat, and I'm like, wait, and I felt embarrassed because I'm like, wait, I should know what to do, and then I forgot, and it's a weird thing. It is a weird thing, even though like man, I'm gonna start streaming more, but damn, I'm not a fan of especially playing new games like you said, Chris. That's you also you miss a lot.
Yeah,
Streaming helps you miss a lot of shit. Like my first few games were games like I streamed Spider-Man and I streamed Breath of the Wild. Those two games I already beat completely like twice, so I knew what I was doing. But when I started streaming like what else? When I streamed Miles Morales, I wasn't know what I was doing. Mass Effect, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like I try to play games I know that like I've played a ton of times. But, like, when I stream something new, like, well, Resident Evil was a one-off, because Resident Evil games, for the most part, I understand them. So, I know how to play them, and they don't take a lot of brain power, because all it is walk around in a circle, make zombie follow you, shoot it in the head. That's always been pretty fine for me. But, like, this game, I just don't know what's going on sometimes, and sometimes I'm, like, way too engrossed. I'm, like, staring at my screen, and then I'm like, oh, shit, I'm streaming. Hey, what's going on, chat? And, like, I try to talk to people, and it feels weird.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I don't know if I would have finished or even started Red Dead Redemption 2 if I didn't have to play it for Sacred Symbols.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because I just wasn't interested. I just didn't like the first one really that much. Like, I like the character, but I didn't really like playing it. So I'm kind of glad I'm glad I have to do that sometimes. Because it turns me on to some of my favorite shit. Definitely wouldn't have picked up Death Stranding. Let's see. Worst, what is this? Unwelcome Ghost wrote in. He says, hello there, Hispanic teenage Anakin, every evil thought personified, and Jackson Briggs. I'd like to know, who's Jackson Briggs?
Maybe me?
Is that, like, Lethal Weapon?
That's Jax.
No, it's Jax from Mortal Kombat.
From Mortal Kombat, the metal arm dude.
It's Jax
the black
from
dude with the metal arms.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Who's Bink? Punch you with metal hands.
Who's the Lethal Weapon guy?
That's Daniel Glover.
Murdoch?
Or Donald Glover. Or Daniel Glover?
No, but
Murtaugh?
Oh, right. Oh, Riggs is Mel. Right, okay. I just got, my wires got completely crossed. Anyway, Unwelcome Ghost Road, and he says, I'd like to know what what each of you think the worst male name and female name is. Gretchen's terrible. I'm sorry if there's a Gretchen watching us.
Tanner is a horrible name. Tanner is a disgusting name.
An affront to God. I would
fucking Tanner. I would have said Hunter, but I have a friend who's named Hunter. Meat Canyon, so I'm not gonna say that.
Hunter's there's nothing wrong with Hunter.
Not anymore.
There's some good hunters out there.
This is my son, Ranger.
This is my son,
That's
Ranger.
Stupid.
This is my son, Beastmaster Ranger.
There's some names like that, like Gunner, that pisses me off. Where I'm like, stop it. But I was thinking about doing that too, though, just because my last name is Pilot, and I was like, infinite possibilities. I could if I have a son, I can name him something stupid like Fighter.
Like Fighter? You fucking piece of shit. You piece of shit.
And then he would just kill me later because he's just
he put you in a nursing home way young.
You should name him. You should name your son Kamikaze.
Kamikaze. Yeah, I've heard that. Kamikaze. The one that I actually really would like, but there's the thing. I think my son would probably piss me off. He would not like me, but because if I named him Otto, like OTTO. Like the actual name Otto. That's like a Polish name or some shit.
Autopilot.
So,
Octavius?
Yeah, so his name's Autopilot. And then I like it, but I feel like he would be like, man, fuck you, Dad.
I think that's genuinely a good name.
I could have named you Cunt, so shut up. You know? So.
I think it's a good name.
Okay.
I like it too. I like it.
I unironically really like that. That's like really good.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. My fucking lady better, when I have a son, and if she's not down for that shit, we're gonna have problems, man. I'm gonna have to fucking slap her up.
Is Otto short for something?
Octavius.
Well,
no, it's not.
I think it is, right?
No, because you're saying Otto Octavius. His name is
God,
Otto.
I am thinking of that.
That might be the stupidest thing you've ever said.
No, because Otto and Octavius go together in my brain, so it's such a fucking comic book tard.
That's amazing.
That's why my brain's like, oh, it's short for Octavius, duh. It has to be.
Oh my God. Is it short for something? Because it doesn't sound like a full name to me.
Well, no, as far as I know, it's just some fucking European name, just Otto. Like a Scandinavian name. Let's see.
I guess it's literally just Otto. It's not like Ottoman or something.
Ottoman, like the Empire.
Ottoman. I would have named my son Ottoman Empire Pilot.
Yeah, it's just a completely neutral name.
Yeah, so I know it's weird.
It has variations.
Me being a nigga, from America, naming my son Otto. It's a little different.
Yeah, you're gonna get your son fucked up. Your son's gonna get beat up for sure.
I don't know. I think it's a cool name, honestly.
Oh yeah, I'm Robin and Otto. That's it. That's it. Like
Otto's
lunch money is my lunch money.
I also thought about Ace because that's just like everyone named Ace is fucking cool. Like you're automatically cool.
Automatically.
Your name fucking wait. What are you saying?
I would say that anybody named Ace, people have to be called Ace for them to be cool. You can't just kind of have Ace as a name and just expect. Because what if your son Ace is born with like a shrivelly little leg? Then he's gonna look fucking ridiculous. Like, oh, there comes Ace.
Why would you put that?
Why would you put that energy even out there? Like the fact that energy even entered the fucking battlefield
to curse my
crazy.
Fucking son.
It's crazy. I feel like Ace is a cool name because I feel like being named, like you take on aspects of your name.
No, absolutely. That is.
You take on aspects of your name.
1,000,000% true. Like, hey man, I don't want to be like. It's like if your name is fucking Simon, you're most likely gonna be a fucking nerd. Like it just happens. It just happens.
Because of the chipmunk?
Dog. Yes, like the fucking nerdy like, dude, it's a nerd. Like, look it. I know a guy named Simon, but here's the thing. He didn't go by Simon because he knew. He knew Simon was a fucking nerd name. Like, seriously. I didn't know his name was Simon until we fucking graduated high school and I saw him in the yearbook. I was like, your fucking name's Simon?
Like, yeah.
So are there just like neutral names? Like what's Chris?
Like Alex.
Like what does that mean?
Chris, Alex and Chris are the neutral name. Yeah,
it's nothing.
Absolutely. David.
So is Derrick, I think. Obviously, Derrick is a neutral name, too.
Derrick is pretty neutral for the most part, but it is unfortunately a pretty white name from I'm learning.
It is.
And I'm like, what? I was like, dog, like Derrick Lewis, big black motherfucker from Houston, Texas, spells it the same way. I don't know. But
name 6 more. Name 6 more Derricks that are black.
Hold on.
Quick.
Hold on. He can't, but I will say I met in the last year, I can't remember exactly where it was, but I remember being taken aback by it. I met like a really dark, like a black as night Ryan. And I've never seen that before in my life, sincerely.
Ryan's a pretty unanimously Caucasus.
Ryan is like every Ryan I've ever met has just been fucking ghostly. Or
yes.
Either ghostly, like I don't know any Hispanics name. There's not a single Ryan in my fucking family. Like
I completely agree with you.
I don't think so either. There might be a new age Ryan who's part of Green Geek, though.
I'm running through all the Ryans I know in my head. I know one, but he's still white as shit.
Yeah.
Ryan Escalante. But he is fucking... He was so white that, like, when the sun would touch him, he would immediately turn into a Red Hulk. Because he was so fucking white.
I'm looking up. If you look up Ryan on Google Images, it's just...
There's a bunch of...
I feel like Ryan and Brad are interchangeable names. I want everybody at home, wherever you are, to Google Ryan and go to images right now, because I did not expect these results even slightly.
Oh my God.
What are you seeing?
Ryans.
Wait, what did you type in?
I saw Ryan's World and I see this little kid.
All I'm seeing is this stupid kid.
Yeah, it's just this baby. Forever.
He's definitely not white. He's definitely not white.
Yeah, he isn't.
It's not a white. It's not a white kid. That's definitely.
He looks like Filipino or something. What is he?
A little Singaporean kid or something.
Yeah, he's definitely Southeast Asian.
That's so fucking.
Is that a grown man or is that a kid? Is that a small man? Or is that a child?
Well, listen, we shouldn't make fun of the world famous Ryan.
I'm not making fun of him. I'm asking. This is a question.
All I'm saying.
Is just a question.
All I'm saying is this is apparently.
No, this is a kid.
This is what. This is just Ryan. This is like in canon. This is Ryan. Every Ryan is stems from this one, because this is the definitive Ryan according to Google's algorithm. The big box full of human brains in a jar that like makes up the fucking Google network.
This is Ryan. If you have your son and you name him Ryan, your son's gonna eventually look like that at some point.
It's moments like this where you realize like how big the world is. You know, I never would have thought that's those are the images that I would get. Anyway, moving on. Anime hot take coming in from Connor King.
Let's hear it.
Chris, Derrick, and Sweeny, prepare to get mad, but this needs to be said. Being really into comics is no different than being into anime, and comic nerds are just weebs who don't like subtitles. Dragon Ball is to anime what Michael Bay Transformers movies are to cinema. I accept any and all hate y'all are going to dish out over this. It sustains me. It's a little hot take from Connor King. Yeah, right. I don't disagree with that either. I think I think that just makes sense. I do think comic fandom and anime fandom are very, very similar. Yeah.
They're pretty much the same kinds of things. Is that one's from here, one's from there?
It's definitely in the same lane. Yeah, it's just one is infinitely more egregious. That's all I can say.
Well, you think about like
the thing is that
I was just gonna say like you go to conventions and you usually see like, you know, hey, here's people dressed up as either what? It's usually superheroes or anime. It's like usually what you see. Occasionally you'll see a pretty cool occasionally you'll see like a video game character. I think that's like more popular now than it used to be. But like for a long time that scene was pretty much dominated entirely by like here's Superman, here's Spider-Man dressed up, here's fucking, you know, the Avengers, and also here's you know, fucking I don't know, L from fucking, you know, Death Note, or here's a Goku cosplay that's really bad.
There's so many bad Gokus.
Dude,
I've seen two good Gokus in my life.
I haven't even seen that many.
When I was a kid, I remember this kid. You remember the fucking cheap Halloween costumes they were ready to get from like Party City or like some Halloween outlet? You remember the Goku costumes with the stupid fake hair?
Yeah, they're fucking...
It was like a paper... So it was like a Burger King crowd.
Awful.
Dude,
so
awful.
Bad.
I loved watching
bad,
kids.
Man.
Like, seeing kids in those costumes gave me life because they looked so much stupider than anybody else in costume. Even people
Just be a Pokemon, bro.
What?
Just be a Pokemon. Just be a Pokemon, dude. Like, just dress up as Charmander.
Just take the hair off and be Yamcha. Like, like that hair is so stupid. The hair is the stupidest part of that costume because it just doesn't. That hair will never translate to reality. Like, it just won't.
Exactly.
You can, at the very least, just put the gi on and you're a Z fighter, and that's cool. That's actually a pretty, like, okay, I like that. I would dress up as that if I was, like, doing some Halloween shit. But, like, why would you settle for that hair, man? Why would you go out the house looking like that? Slap you.
Why would you go like a parent? Dude, they look so bad, man. They look so... Oh, my God. I've seen, like, maybe two. And the two that I saw were from, like, people who put money into it. Like they put like money and they grew their hair out for it. Like they really were like, yeah, I gotta do this.
Those are usually the best cosplays. It's usually like, hey, here's some absurdly hot chick who's doing this really, really well. Oh, hey, here's Cammy. And like, oh, well, yeah, this is obviously going to be good. But it's either that or you have like the people from like the 405th who like make this like ridiculous, like, yeah, I made cast iron armor myself. And this is my fully working Iron Man suit with remote control visor and lights and LEDs in the palms that I can shut off with my fucking synapses. Don't know how I did this. It's really hard to take off on account of all the needles injecting into my fucking spine to keep this thing running. But
I am half human now. I am not all human anymore. I am.
What would you do? What would you do, Kingston, if your friend, some fictional friend of you, I'm inventing him. You've known him for a while. You've known him for like 6 years, minimum.
Okay.
He comes up to you. He's a cosplayer. He's like, check this out. I made an amazing Iron Man suit. He puts it on, and it's that scene from Spider-Man 2 where like the thing curls up onto his spine, and the needles come into his fucking spinal cord. And he flinches, and it's like, and then he can control the lights, and that's all he can do, though. Like, it's just like, it just allows him to turn the lights on.
I'm like, dude, are you okay? Are you okay? He's like, yeah, man, it hurts a lot, but like, it's worth it, right? I'm gonna win that $500 cash pool, right? I'm like, yeah.
He put like,
I hope that's enough.
$15,000 of his own money.
I hope
into
that's
the
enough,
suit.
man. Dude, imagine someone dressing up as Elle and thinking they fucking worked hard on their costume. This motherfucker put on a shirt and pants. And he's like, oh man, this is such a good costume. I can't wait to blow everybody out the water.
Yeah, those are always my favorite those are always my favorite Halloween costumes to see people in. People who clearly just, because I don't know, like I think maybe like twice I put effort into my Halloween costume at school, just because it's like, man, school sucks. I want like some kind of like, I want some dopamine when I go to school today. I'll like put some effort into this fucking costume. But I remember one year I was just totally snuck up on me, and I was like, I thought Halloween was gonna be on a fucking weekend, but it was on like Friday or something. It's like, damn it. And all I did was like, I think I put like wristbands on, and I brought my guitar, and I was like, I'm Scott Pilgrim. That's it. There you go.
Damn, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I wouldn't even done that. That's a whole ass guitar. I wouldn't risk bringing a guitar to a filthy school with a bunch of fucking children.
It was Elliot's.
Bunch of fucking kids.
It was a guitar that Elliot gave me for free that like it was garbage.
Okay.
I didn't give a shit about it. It was like a red. I don't even think it was like a Schecter or like a Jackson. I think it was like literally. I think it said on the neck. I think it said
guitar,
China, or like guitar, or like musics.
Nice. My last time for Halloween. My last time was when I was 17. I was a vampire rice farmer. My friend gave me a rice farmer hat, and I had a cape on, and that's all I did. And I was 17, and I still went and got candy. People were like, "Aren't you a little old?" And I was like, "Mind your fucking business." And I took their candy and I walked away.
You never went to like a costume party after that?
Nah, dude. I stopped caring. I just don't care about. This is really sad, but I don't care about days unless it's my grandma's birthday or my girlfriend's birthday.
That is
only
really
days I really care about.
That is really depressing.
It's not even depressing. It's just like these are fucking days, you know. Like my friends care about their birthdays.
It's fun going
so
to
I
like
go there.
Yeah, but it's fun going to like a party like that with like a bunch of friends and shit.
Nah, man.
That's so sad. I feel so bad for you sometimes.
This was actually
I just don't care.
It's not about not.
I went to one.
Yeah, I went to one in like I think the year before the pandemic. I went to one.
I'm gonna go to stuff now because like I haven't been able to go to stuff prior. But like, I don't care about holiday parties. Like I don't give a shit. I don't care about dressing up. I just want some fucking yayo and like some food. Are you
capable of even having dopamine? Is that possible? Do you smile
yeah,
when you smile? Is it real?
Sometimes I smile because people tell jokes and they care about it. I'm like, oh, this person cares about this joke. I'm gonna smile like, oh, whoa.
God damn.
Let me ask you something. When you laugh at a joke, do you laugh because it's funny, or do you laugh because it's funny, or do you laugh because you recognize the intonation of a joke?
If it's funny, it'll be a different laugh. Like if I'm like, ha that's not funny. But if I like fucking scream, like cackle, like that's because it's fucking hilarious. You know, like it's different kinds of laughs.
I think you might. I'm not gonna say it.
What? It might be like a sociopath or something.
I think there might be some. I think there might be some slight.
You might have came out of the same factory as Zuckerberg.
Nah,
that's like
Mark Zuckerberg. You can tell with someone's eyes. You guys don't analyze people enough. But if you look at someone who's crazy's eyes,
those are the words of a sociopath for sure.
You can see it. No, you can see it. Like I've been around so many people that are like actually like not well, and you can see it in their eyes because something about the way they look at the world is different. I'm like,
that's because
you looked at me like I was a tool.
Optimized software. You're always just running like at high efficiency, so you can always just scan people really well.
Optimized software. I'm just like, this person's crazy. I'm gonna get out of here.
You and fucking Zuckerberg. You guys really should hang out together. You guys should hang out.
If I hung out with Zuckerberg, I feel like all my secrets. I feel like he threatened me afterwards. He'd be like, all right, now you're gonna hang out with me tomorrow too, because I know everything about you, Kingston Shane Jameson. I know everything about you. All right. I know that time your grandmother fucking evaded taxes. I'm like, my grandma didn't do that. Now she did. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. at the foosball place.
How horrible would that be where he fucking blackmails you to be his friend? Just to be his friend.
This is another great idea, by the way, for like this is like...
I'm on fire today, dude.
This is a good idea for like a movie. Like I could see a great horror movie coming out of this. Some like billionaire dude who owns all data blackmails you into being his friend. It's like a Misery situation. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
It is just you and you're just like, I gotta kill him. I can't be his friend. I can't be his friend anymore. I don't like. He bought me a yacht and he said crashed it into the pier. What the fuck, dude? What is that? People were on the pier.
You can hang out with Zuckerberg. You guys can apply Sweet Baby Ray's to a smoked brisket, and it'll be a grand old time. You can live stream it on Facebook on Oculus. You remember that? Do you remember when fucking Mark Zuckerberg he did like some Xbox Connect avatar thing? Like he made like a little. Like a Nintendo Mii of himself, controlled himself in VR, and went to Puerto Rico in VR during the fucking hurricane.
Yes, yeah, I do remember. Yes, totally. I totally remember that. It was
just like, wow, you can really feel the devastation. And, his character model was just like twisting and glitching out.
Writhing because it was fucking trying to adapt to a fucking reptilian skeleton. It was just like, I don't move. It doesn't move right. It can sense the movements and the shifts, and it's like bones shouldn't be there. There shouldn't be bones in that part of your body.
What if he needs Sweet Baby Ray's to keep him in his exoskeleton, his skin that is his suit that keeps him from exposing himself?
Do you remember that famous photo of him with like him jet skiing with his ass out and like the fucking white paint all over his face?
The cum all over his face.
Do you know what his excuse for was that? Do you know what his excuse was for that?
Was it suntan lotion?
I forgot. What did he say?
He said,
I did read it.
He said, I thought it would be harder for people to recognize me.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
His idea to avert attention was to look like a fucking ghost jet skiing. This is awesome. This is like supposedly like a really intelligent person. But,
he's intelligent academically. He's not socially intelligent at all. Clearly, he's socially like fucking inept.
I know, but just like I just love that premise of just like, I'm going to make myself look as jarring as possible in an effort to avoid attention. Like
he's trying, man. It's like when you see like a roly-poly like roll up and it's still like dude, you're still fucked. It's like that. It's like one of the thing where it's all it's got. He dug in his software and that's all that came out. And he's like, well, I genuinely thought nobody could fucking see me.
Here we go. And he just tries that.
Oh man.
Well, he'll update his firmware. He'll be fine.
He is so far from being a normal person. It's hilarious, bro. I just want to hang out with him and be like, bro, why are you so weird? Like, what's up?
I don't think he would accept that.
Did you go to public school? Like, they didn't beat the dog shit out of you for being a fucking robo?
Zuckerberg definitely went to private school, I would imagine.
Yeah,
like the whole time.
Or everyone that made fun of him is in a dungeon right now being waterboarded by Sweet Baby Ray's.
That sounds off. That would actually be so painful. That's way worse than waterboarding. To have like to have like
thick.
Because it's hot sauce, so you're just gonna have like the scent like going up your nostrils and like fucking with you
in your eyes,
and then your nose is gonna be running and like oh man, that sounds so bad.
Crazy.
We just invented a new type of torture too. All right, last question.
Sweet Baby Ray.
Last question from Swag Dactyl. He wrote in, "Hello, glasses guy, and mohawk guy, and I hate the gays guy. This is my first.
Mohawk.
This is my first. Yeah, is it a mohawk?
It's not a mohawk.
It's like a.
It's just pulled back with my fucking. What's that? That guy from Avatar, Sucker. What's his name?
It's Sokka? It's a warrior wolf's tail.
Zuko.
Yeah.
You mean?
Sokka.
No. Isn't it Sucker?
Sokka.
Oh, Tango Sucker.
Say it right. Say it right. It's Sokka.
Soccer.
Sucker Free Sunday.
Tango Sucker. You guys remember Modern Warfare 2? Tango Sucker.
Tango.
Anyone? And the favela. Tango Sucker.
I love that. That was a good map. Honestly, I love that fucking map.
That's a good map.
Anyway, Swagdactyl wrote in and he says, "This is my first month of donations, and my first time writing in." Well, welcome, Swagdactyl.
Nice, welcome.
You motherfuckers make my day at work fly by, so thank you for the amazing content. My question/scenario is this. You're out hiking in the middle of nowhere, unrealistic, I'm sure, and a boulder lands on your forearm. You're You're non-dominant one, luckily, but you're left trapped there with no one searching for you. How long do you think you could last before you resorted to auto-cannibalism, or would you let yourself die and wither in slow agony? So 127 hours, which is a movie I've never seen.
Literally, I didn't see it either. Why the fuck would I watch that movie?
Yeah,
we know exactly what it is.
Exactly. It's like, a guy gets his arm stuck and he cuts it off, right? Okay.
Yeah.
That's. I'm not gonna spend like an hour and a half doing that. But if you make it, you get a cool prosthetic, of course. You don't have a knife, and sorry, Sween, you can't kill yourself. I feel like that's a valid option. To be honest, because like if you just give
you're
up,
die anyway.
Yeah, you're gonna die anyway. Why not?
If I chew through it, I get a cool bionic arm. So I'm gonna chew through that hoe. I'm gonna chew. Oh man, but like
I don't think you're aware of how difficult that would be.
Oh, bro, I'm very aware. I've broken a lot more things than on anyone here. Trust me, I'm very aware of how much it hurts. I don't think I'd be able to do it. I think I would try to do it. But I would be like, oh, this is insane.
Like, you can't, like, think about the times when you bite your tongue on accident. It fucking hurts, man. You know what that is? That's like a regular bite on, like, try to do that to you, man. Like, you can't even generate that because your mind won't let you do it.
Look. I have bitten my tongue so many times that it doesn't hurt as much as it used to. But I've very deeply cut myself before. Like, I've been cut deep. Not stabbed, but cut pretty fucking deep. And pain lingers for a while. Like, I'm sure that, like, if you took a real serious bite out of yourself, you would pass out, then wake up because it hurt so much.
Yeah.
You would fall asleep and then, you'd wake up screaming again.
I guess it's time to get on Live Leak and see if somebody's done that.
Oh, I'm sure people have done that.
I mean, I just want, like, it's just, that is like, I understand, like, with the guy with the knife, or Franco, and you like, okay, I get it. You're delirious, you're desperate. I get taking another object and then slowly working on yourself, but biting yourself, man, like gnawing, like I can't even conceptualize it. Like, I can picture myself digging a knife into my arm right now. I picture it. I would never want to do that, but I can picture it. I can't. My mind stops me from like pumping and taking meat out of myself.
Here's the issue. Here's the big issue with this.
You have to be about to die, and your brain will be like, we can do it now.
The biggest issue here is that I don't want to survive a situation where the story that I have to tell is, yeah, I just sort of had to eat my arm. You know, and then I got out of there.
That's not that bad. I feel like that's not that bad because it's like situation-wise. No, situation-wise, it's not that bad.
For you, that's not that bad. For me, I'm like, all right, I'm in a situation. Clearly, I didn't play my cards right. You know, I didn't position myself on the map correctly. The environment got the better of me. I lost. I'll see you in the post game. Like, I'm not in a situation where I'm about to be like, oh man, let me fucking eat my own arm away so that I can survive with, like, I don't know. For what? I don't even know how many. What if I die what if I die the day after I get my prosthetic in a fucking car accident? You know, like
that's such a bleak way to put it. I wouldn't think of it like that. Well, also if a rock lands on your arm, it's probably gonna bust a bitch up. You know, the bitch is gonna be busted up pretty bad. So I feel like it's already hurting. So you already got like some sort of damage done to the arm.
I feel like sincerely I would try to pull my arm off before I tried to bite it.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, you would. I think I would too.
I would try and just run and like hope that I hope that the physics of the world did the job for me, as opposed to just me having to like just eat.
You would wait until the earth is rotating at a particular point, you'd be like, now. You would try to pull your arm loose.
I would wait until the moon is as close as possible so that it's like pulling a little bit more than normal.
Just a little bit, so it weighs
just
like a
fraction.
0.00.
I can't imagine this shit. This is making me so sick. But
it would be wild. It would take a lot, dude.
Maybe
I couldn't even imagine just doing that.
Maybe if you had a bottle of Sweet Baby Ray's on you.
You pour the Sweet Baby Ray's on your skin, and then it numbs it, and you taste fantastic, and you're like, yo, this is going to be a real big problem later on because I'm pretty sure I'm a cannibal now. But I got out of the situation.
You know, it's fucked up. I mean, we've been talking about Sweet Baby Ray so much. I'm like, yo, I want to get some of that shit, dude.
Yeah, I want some wings right now.
Let's do it.
Let me
order some Sweet Baby Rays.
But yeah, I think that's where we'll head off. We're about at our time. I do want to say though, before we sign off, we lost a legend. Super recently. I think it was actually like in the last 24 hours. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. We lost legendary comedian Paul Mooney.
Yes, we did.
So,
rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace to that fella. He was pretty fucking legendary. I didn't. It's kind of wild because I remember I heard that I didn't even know him by name. I just knew him by voice, face, and material. Like he was like ethereal to me. I was like, oh yeah, that guy. He's never gonna die. And well, here we are.
Yeah.
So
I think like somebody probably got to him, man. He talked a lot of shit.
Oh, a lot.
He did talk a lot of shit.
He was also constantly mentioned to hip hop because he was talked a lot of shit. He talked a lot of shit. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, for sure.
Legendary. I would recommend everybody look up some of his sets. If you haven't heard of him before, because I know a lot of people who definitely probably don't know about this dude.
It's possibility. I mean, dude, I found out about him through Chappelle's show.
Yeah,
same.
That's how I found out about him. Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be it for episode 69. The meme sex number is done. We're on to the 70s now, which means we're inching ever closer to 100, which is kind of crazy. We got 30 more.
We gotta do something crazy for 100, man.
We do have to do something crazy for 100. I don't know what the hell we're gonna do, but we're gonna do something, and it'll be cool.
We'll Sweet Baby Ray board Sweeny or something.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not Sweet Baby Raise me. Sweet Baby Ray board me.
If you like what you heard today, consider supporting us over at patreon.com/the Snark Tank. $1 a month gets you early access to every episode and access to bonus solo episodes. $5 gets you a question read on the show. $10 gets you access to our Discord server. That's one payment and you're in for good. And $25 gets your name dyslexically read at the end of the show, which I will wait for Patreon to display to me in an accurate way that isn't glitchy as fuck.
Sick.
I will now do it. So put me count me down.
2.
My name's Chad.
1.
My name is Gay, and I hate the Tom Sweeneys. Kill Me Softly, Jack Mercy, Bruhaman Samachian from Defif Flow. I don't know. This is meant specifically to fuck my dyslexia up. Swagdactyl. Oh, Swagdactyl's Peony coming on Sweeny. Antiphus Maximus, Basher Fash. In memoriam of Cum Man, the Man of Cum. That's right. He had to pull his support.
Oh, that's right.
Because he was
Bicom.
Yeah, Bicom, man. We'll resurrect you one day. Not gay Ben. I'm not gay. I'm really not. God is dead because he got touched by AIDS. White guilt paying his reparations. Middleman Miguel. John Strickland. Boo Sniggins. Mercs 1889. Mercs. The milkman that looks like Chris. Dank magician of chaos. Yes, Derrick. It counts as bestiality if you want to fuck Tally Zora.
Hey, it doesn't. It doesn't.
She ain't no beast.
Does not.
Fuck you, nigga.
Well, he's a sentient creature. I want to fuck Tally. I kind of want. I want those, dude. I want to fuck what you call his mom so bad in the game. Of course,
Benezia. Yeah.
Her tits are so, dude. The opening scene of her.
We're in the credits. We're in the credits.
Okay.
I don't got time for this. Fuck you. Sagween Cynthia, Jack McCann, the Irishman who killed every other Sweeny in the multiverse, and this one is next. When in doubt.
That's crazy.
That's scary, man. This is a big job. That's infinite, by the way. That means he whittled down infinity to 1. I don't know how you do that. But when in doubt, splooge it out. The First Church of Keith David, Goops McKenzie. I love that name. A sitcom where the main character gets JFK'd at the ending freeze frame of every episode. Levi Sutton, D. Ildo, I think. Grab my face and deep stroke the back of my throat, you evil dictators. Femboy Hooters waiter, Sammy and his, I don't know, I'm just reading the names. Sammy and his big titty fishy. Charlotte, it's pronounced Jurdy. You would know this if you read my questions. I'm sorry. Drunken Doulahan, I scream, you scream, we all scream for cum. Pre-Roz, the Messiah of Rodents, Substitute Cum Man, Blake 896, the Epic Oshawott, Silly Putty Eater, Future Hendrix, the Messiah of Misogyny, Ace Man, Fucking Kill Me, Derrick, listen to Let Me Bang by DJ Dion. It's club music solely about fucking. If you like it, sub to Dr. Purple on YouTube. Boogie's Cellmate.
All right.
We haven't talked about Boogie.
We haven't talked about Boogie yet.
We didn't mention
Let's let him live. There's enough people talking about Boogs. Let's let Boogie live, all right?
Yeah, in fairness, I don't think he should. I think they should let him off a little bit. But that's just my opinion.
They're bothering poor
Was
Bugs.
it
Poor guy.
DJ Let Me Bang by DJ what?
It was Let Me Bang by DJ Dion.
Okay, gotcha.
Deeon.
Gotcha.
Boogie Cellmate, Holman Brown 98. Hey boss, it's time for my monthly plea to get Chris and Derrick to follow me on Twitter. I cry every night. We did. We already did that, so you can't use that excuse anymore, buddy. You're now simply
fuck you, nigga.
Now you're just hey boss. Ryan.
Hey boss.
Hey boss. I miss him.
Yeah, Filthy Frank was the best period of YouTube ever.
Dan, hold her tighter. She's a fighter, Schneider. Ooh, that's good. That's a good one.
That's plot.
That's plot development for sure. The only thing keeping me going is knowing that there's a tomboy out there that loves me. Sloshy Scout, Atrasoni, 645AR, the most important rap artist of our time.
Oh my God.
Still loading. I want Derrick to pound my tight little pussy. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Tom Sweeny, the notorious alien fucker. Please check my podcast called How Did We Get Here every Thursday. Leroy Jenkins. God damn it, Michelle Obama accidentally sat on the drone strike button again. I'm confident my dog has barked the N-word at me. Parentheses, she's black. Wow. That's
plot. That's more plot. We're just getting a ton of plot right now.
That's a Love, Death, and Robots episode. Hard Hat Skydiver. Ben Shapiro's secret AOC worship room. Chris has a high voice for a lesbian. I agree with the tomboy person. Ice, wallow, cum. Nice. I was cock-blocked by a turtle. Alaskan oil-filled trash. Lieutenant Lipton's famous teabag facials. Juan Punchman. Marcus Shorten. Jim Crow's daddy issues. Papa Nurgle. Blenda Baby Shake Shack. The best shake you'll ever make? Man, you fucking people. HP Lovecraft's HP laptop filled with interracial hentai. Game Controller 25. Chris's Cumster Dumpster. Murder Ascended. David Connolly, the dyslexic that feels Chris's pain. 30% of your Patreon money going to Israel to bomb the Gaza Strip. Man, that is so... Well, oh, man.
That is real distasteful. That is real distasteful.
Well, I just paid my taxes, so you're technically not incorrect.
That's true.
Hey, you finally came. You were trying to come, right? Walked right into that cummy tummy. Heiko, this is my job. I have to read these. Heiko.
Hey, you volunteered, bitch.
What am I gonna have? You guys do it?
Yeah, Sweeny.
It'd be worse.
Sweeny can't read his own tweets.
It'd be worse. It'd be worse than this.
It'd
be
worse.
funny, but it'd be worse. It'd be funny as fuck.
It would be half the podcast. The old PS2 version of War of the Monsters is on PS4. Thank you. I did know that, but thank you for making your name this news to me. 7-year-old fetus, Moto Zealot. Hey, you're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush. Same as us. Hiroshima spicy mushrooms. Honest Abe's delicious goo crepe cookbook. Derrick's unyielding sex drive. Dummy Thick Dave. Heartless Wretch, a.k.a. the Ebony Goblin from the dump of New York City. JFK's mind-blowing cherry pie recipe. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Come inside my tummy. Jackson Absage. Badly Brave. Jolly Old Dipshit. Hugger Dark. The movie theater assistant manager. Ethereum hip. Mrs. Butthurt McWamacon. Chris. Gate my Pergerian hunting ass. Deflated left ass cheek. All hands on deck. Arrow. Sunny Chance. Derrick. You should listen to Jezebel by Acid Bath. It's a good song.
Oh my god, you dying?
He's having an episode.
The third page isn't loading. Fucking hurry up. What are you doing? All right. I once kicked a dog so hard it skipped all the way across Lake Michigan like a flat stone. Richter 86, and rounding the list off as
the chosen one.
Per usual, the chosen one.
King of haphazard.
Thank you, King.
King of nigga.
You're a god amongst men.
King of nig.
And that is everybody. That was fucking 10 minutes. It felt like. So here we go. This is episode 69.
Okay.
I'm going to
I want to pull our dicks out, right?
I want to plea with the audience here. This is probably going to fall on deaf ears, but like, please.
Of course. There are fans.
Please, if any of you have any mercy in you, shorten your names a little bit. Please.
Shorten it to Fortnite and Mark Brownlee.
Fortnite.
That's what everyone's name should be.
I beg of you, just shorten it just a little bit. You don't have to like abandon the long form joke, but like I it hurts me every time. I have to edit these. It's exhausting.
Fortnite.
Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for all of our supporters for keeping with us. We've been growing consistently, which is just awesome. So thanks for that. There will be Sweeny will get his solo episode done soon.
It
should be. Yeah.
You gotta do it.
Okay, everybody took a while. Okay,
you gotta fucking do it so I can do the next thing again.
Okay, gotcha. Mine. I haven't done by Friday. Fuck it. I can just probably record it tonight.
Yeah, he said that for weeks. Let's. We'll see you next time, guys.
All right.
Happy season.
Fortnite.
How we'll end it.
Fortnite.